America's trusted brand name in cleaning. TFNB, your bank for life. The official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Tip-off is just moments away. Now, back to the voice of Baylor women's basketball, Derek Smith.
Tip-off. Conecuh sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork. Their patented blend of seasonings, smoked over pure hickory fire. For that true hickory smoked southern flavor, Conecuh sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh sausage, a game day tradition, and the official smoked sausage of the Baylor Bears. Laura, you talked about that defense. Baylor leads the nation in three-point field goal percentage, allowing just 22% of threes to drop. If that percentage were to hold, that would be an NCAA single-season record. So hopefully, fingers crossed. What impresses me, I don't want to say it impresses me more than that because it's a smaller sample size, but in Big 12, opponents are hitting just 19.9% of their threes. And in that stretch, Baylor has played three excellent three-point shooting teams in Iowa State, Oklahoma State, and Kansas. Such a weapon that is when you can take away, just take away something that a team does well, and that's what this Baylor defense, led by Tony Green, and certainly with input, at times from Coach Nicky, they have really put something special together.
Well, to be able to do the majority of that work on the road as well, and at Utah and at BYU, to do that at elevation, I mean, Baylor's length is very effective on the outside, but the other thing about the Bears is just that ability to speed up shooters. I mean, they close out so quickly that it seems sometimes when it's the catch and shoot, it's like catch and you better shoot the ball because Baylor's coming at you. But the other thing that you've got to make sure that you do when they do miss is pull down those rebounds and make sure that you don't allow all the offensive rebounds. That was a really tough one against both Utah and BYU on the offensive boards, but it did not come back to bite Baylor at all just because they were so good on both sides of the ball through the majority of the game.
Well, the Bears will try to keep that going tonight against UCF. Both teams out on the floor warming up for tonight's game. We'll take a timeout and come back a little bit later here. We will hear from Coach Nicky Collin. We'll give you the starting lineups, but coming up next, we'll hear from Markayla Johnson, the true freshman 5 points and 6 rebounds in Baylor's win over BYU. We'll hear from Moo, as she is called, when we come back here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. No reputable company or government agency will ever ask you to pay them with gift cards, Bitcoin, or a person-to-person payment app. Scammers use these options because the money can't be traced. Just don't do it.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
For tonight's game, Baylor number 14 in the nation, 17-3 overall, 6-1 in Big 12 play. That 17-3 record is their best record of the first 20 games of any season under head coach Nikki Collin. Meanwhile, the UCF Knights are 10-8 overall, 2-5 in Big 12 play, but they have won 2 of their last 3. Well, Lori, the Bears will be looking to continue to get increased bench productivity. You know, we know Kyle Abraham, Yuting Dunn, 2 players who are going to give you some minutes, but and some productivity in those minutes, but you still want to see other players continue to step up. Sometimes it's Kaylin Elms. Sometimes it has been Markayla Johnson. Like any true freshman, she's been up and down, but boy, she gave the Bears a nice lift against BYU Saturday.
That was so great to see because Baylor needed her almost at the jump. I think Talia came out of the game for just a few minutes, and Markayla came in, hit a jump shot, pulled down rebounds, attacked the boards really hard, played good defense, and she was really one of the stars of that first quarter, and that was a strong first quarter for Baylor against BYU, and Baylor really set the tone because of that, and I think Baylor's freshman in Markayla Johnson was a big part of that.
Well, she was, and we visited with her in today's pregame interview. You know, an interesting story. Her brother is a grad assistant on the team. She's seen major minutes as a true freshman. Hey, but first, let's get the backstory, if there is one, on that nickname, Moo, as we visit with Markayla Johnson.
Yeah, it's just my childhood nickname. I just grew up with it. All my family calls me it since I was small, and then it developed into different AAU teams. Coach calling me that. It's like a big family thing, so.
Just stuck with you. And when we talk about family, you know, you have your brother here as a grad assistant, yes. Markell Johnson as a grad assistant on the team. What does it mean to you as a freshman to have your brother here, and what would you want us to know about y'all's relationship?
Yeah, he means everything to me. He's my only sibling, 4 years apart. We're very tight, very, very close. He's my best friend. So, but no, having him here, it just definitely gives me a sense of like security. You know, I'm the only freshman on the team, the youngest on the team, so just to know that he's here makes me feel safe and makes me feel like, okay, like I'm good. Like I have my brother, like he's, you know what I'm saying? Good days or bad days, just knowing that he's here has always helped.
You know, you're here as a student athlete, so there's the athletic part and the education part. Understand that education's pretty big in your family, is that right?
Yes. My mom is a superintendent. My dad is a counselor. So it's always been it's always been academics over athletics over here first, but yeah.
So we don't have to worry about you drifting off course there. You've got everyone reminding you. Well, Mark, I want to ask you, you mentioned you're the only freshman on the team, and there's a challenge that comes with that. Just you kind of are really thrown in the deep end right off the bat. What have you been able to learn from your teammates and lean on them just in that position that you're in?
Just grace. Give yourself a whole bunch of grace. Throughout your 4 years, you're gonna have moments where it's like, oh, like this is really hard. Like I don't know if you can get over it, but you just have to give yourself grace and be patient with yourself, and just know that you're here for a reason, and yeah, you're having an impact here. So.
Talk about having an impact. How good does it feel like in a game like BYU? Nikki mentioned after the game, you really gave the team a spark. She has to go rebound, and boy, you did 6 rebounds. You also had 5 points, and really gave the team a spark off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I'm so blessed to have versatility in my game. I think that I can do a lot of different things. So just for her to be like, hey, Markayla, I really need you to focus on this because this is where we're struggling at. I'm like, okay, I can do that. I think I can be that for the team. Just anything that we need defensively, offensively, I think I can do that for sure.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Planning a new or used vehicle purchase? Drive the lane with First Central Credit Union's easy online application. It's a winning season with First Central's full court press of quick local loan processing, your best rate, and flexible terms. Apply online. You'll score at www.firstcentralcu.com. We're your team.
Membership and loan policy requirements apply. Member NCUA.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified buyers get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months, plus $1,000 of Vention cash on a new 2026 Tundra. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 2/2/26.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Conecuh sausage made from the finest cuts of pork. Their patented blend of seasonings and smoked over pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes any meal of the day. Conecuh sausage, a game day tradition and the official smoked sausage of the Baylor Bears. It is Baylor and UCF coming up just under 20 minutes from now here at Foster Pavilion. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll hear the thoughts of Bears head coach Nikki Collin, what Baylor did well on this road trip, how they can adjust to what teams try to throw at them as they try to pick up upsets against the Bears, and what she expects to see from UCF. That's straight ahead. Coach Nikki on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
See for yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health, enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit greeneyeassociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. If you receive a call from someone claiming to be from a company, don't give them your personal information, ever. Unless you know them personally, hang up and call the company back on a verified number.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in-network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
It's UCF, and it's time for a pregame visit with head coach Nikki Collin, coming off a very successful road trip in Utah. 2 wins on the road, 6 overall in Big 12 play. And, Coach Nikki, good defense out there against both Utah and BYU. Numbers, some of the best in the country, the best in the country at 3-point field goal shooting percentage defense, and near the tops in shooting percentage as well. So maybe that's one area of this. But I want to ask you, what would you bottle up for this trip when you think about getting into really the meat of Big 12 play now and kind of separation games for a lot of teams? What would you like to take from that road series, those 2 road games, and say, hey, that's something I want to see the rest of the way?
Yeah, I think it just comes down to focus this time of year. It really, we talked about how, you can't get comfortable even in the midst of winning. But it's why did we put ourselves in position after starting 0-1 in the league to be 6-1? It was focus. It's attention to detail. It's understanding our scout. It's taking away other teams' strengths and making them play to secondary actions. And even if a team, we've talked a lot about rebounding and finishing possessions with rebounding. And right now, it's an area we got to grow in. But we have to understand why we have to grow into it. We're not a team that turns people over defensively. That's not our focus. Our focus is on having people take tough shots and more often than not tough twos. And so, if they're going to miss 70% of their shots, are we doing a good job rebounding as many of those as we can? And we're not going to get all of them, but are we getting the majority of those? And so I think for us that trip was about focus. We knew it was going to be a difficult trip. We knew TCU had lost on that trip. We know Arizona lost on that trip, and so it's one game at a time, handling the elements, handling the short turnaround to go on that trip, and now it's can you turn around and not be comfortable and do the same thing at home?
You'll look with the Baylor win Saturday and the Texas Tech loss. Baylor now one of 3 teams tied atop the Big 12, and a long way to go. But I guess my reason for mentioning that is to ask, you look at where you are right now and where you want to be. Baylor's going to be favored in a lot of games the rest of the way. Certainly some are going to be about 50-50 or not, but favored. You saw what BYU did. They tried to dig at the ball. They did some different things. What do you want the team to know about finding ways to win when you might see different things from opponents or teams trying to find any edge they can against this team?
Yeah, I think every player on our team knows when they chose Baylor, regardless of if we were picked to win the league or third in the league. They saw the way Texas Tech celebrated when they beat us, that, regardless of whether we're favored in a game or not, it's a big deal to play against Baylor, and the more you get ranked and the longer you stay ranked, the bigger the target is. And so, we just have to figure out ways, and in certain games it's going to be 2-3 zone execution. In certain games it's going to be they take Talia away and they box in one, and can we be good at functioning, if people are trying to take her away, which ideally, they can't do. But certainly people are going to try. You know, I thought BYU did a good job of top blocking her on pin down. So can I do a good job of creating exit opportunities for her so she has options and screening both ways? And so, you know, like I have to adjust with what teams do to help us, but we also need to understand where can we go, what can we do. And, you know, it can come down to like relying on our defense. You know, when we're not making shots, we can rely on our defense. When we're making shots, we should be sharing the basketball. Like we should be, as in football they say, you know, feed the stud or feed the beast. It's like that's what should happen, because I do think we have players that can get hot and make plays, and whether that's Talia or Ting or Bella or Bugs, like that their teammates can trust them to make plays when we need them to.
It is Baylor and UCF. Tonight we're visiting with head coach Nikki Collin. And Nikki, UCF, who or where should fans be looking at as UCF tries to, you know, they've won 2 of 3. Where are they going to try to build on that tonight?
Yeah, they're strong. They're athletic. They like to get a piece of the paint. You know, they're going to play through their posts as much as anybody that we've played. They're going to play some high-low. Leah Harmon, a player that can go get 30. But doesn't necessarily need to for them to win. In fact, in some of their wins, you know, it's been she's had less than double figures. And so, you know, do we want to make it hard on Harmon because she's a playmaker for them? Yes, but I think a lot of it's going to come down to, you know, do we do a good job protecting the paint, whether that's off the bounce, whether that's with Nagodu and Chandler Roberts and the post that backup posts that come into the game. You know, we've got to do a good job of taking away the low post game. And giving them one shot.
You know, we've talked about the stat this week, Baylor #1 in the nation in three-point defense, and, you know, you look at overall field goal percentage defense is good too. Maybe this is an obvious question, but I want to get your thought on it. What's the advantage that comes with, I feel like, through your time here at Baylor, this team, you've been really good at taking away something the other team does well. Sometimes it's a player, sometimes it's shooting from deep. This year's team is particularly good both in post defense and perimeter defense. What's the not just in-game advantage, maybe is there a psychological advantage when teams kind of come in knowing that they may have to find a way to do something that they don't normally like to do to win?
Yeah, I think it starts for us with our rim protection. I think Kyla, Kayla, and Bella really set the tone in terms of our rim protection. And because of that, you know, you've got teams that even if we don't block it, the threat of a block, people miss shots around the rim or they kick it, you know, and then all of a sudden, are you giving threes to the right people? Or when it's people that are good three-point shooters, do you have a hand in their face? Are you making it a contested three? And I think that's something we've done particularly well. I think a big jump for us has been, you know, Bug's ability to sometimes take on the best perimeter player on the opposing team. And, you know, when I think about how far she's come in that area, there's 2 things. One, she's taken a lot of pride in it. And also, because of her size, it allows us to switch actions and keep a body on a body. And so her communication with Bella and KJ, and then when Kyla comes in, our 5's ability to sit down and guard perimeter players is what really makes us different. You know, it's something that Nettie could do but wasn't going to do as consistently as we asked KJ and Kyla to do. And we asked Kayla to do it. She's not quite as good as the other 2 at keeping her person in front and taking away the 3, but I think that's where, you know, it's a little scary when your 5's can step out and guard on the perimeter like a Queen Egbo could when she wanted to. You know, a lot of times we put other teams' 5 in action because we want to attack that matchup. And that's harder to do against us because of what KJ and Kyla bring defensively.
All right, thanks very much. Bears head coach Nikki Collin with the pregame comments. It's the Bears and the Knights coming up from Foster Pavilion after this in the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, We treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
There's a lot of synergy between Extraco's mission to build people, businesses, communities, and our company's vision where we are really all about building people.
Because Extraco is so committed to building businesses, like they even pour into this local community. And it's just awesome that they would come alongside us to support us, but also pour back into our business. That's really important to us.
Extraco Banks. Let's build some dreams. Member FDIC.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears.
This is Baylor women's basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Today's game is brought to you by Extraco Banks. Let's build some dreams. Get ready. Tip-off is just moments away. Now, here's the voice of Baylor women's basketball, Derek Smith.
To do all 6 of those games coming in Big 12 play, and as such, not only are the Bears riding a 6-game winning streak in tonight's game, but they find themselves tied for first place in the Big 12 along with TCU and Texas Tech, and they will look to continue to hold serve tonight against UCF. On the court right now, Bears head coach Nikki Collin is presenting Bella Fauntleroy with a commemorative basketball in honor of the 100th block of her career. So you think about it, Lori, she's reached top 10 all-time in threes this year. She has reached 100 blocks for her career. She's already in the 1,000-point club. Very impressive stretch befitting a fourth-year starter.
Just love Bella Fauntleroy, and the fact that she can hit those personal bests, you know, those milestones as a Baylor Bear, but you know, something like that being a defensive stat, you know, she is super excited about that one.
Well, it's great to see she's the quarterback of this Baylor defense that has played so well, leading the nation in three-point percentage defense, and you look as well overall top 3 in the nation in field goal percentage defense as well. Well, the starting lineups are being introduced here at Foster Pavilion. UCF getting their starters called. We'll give them to you now. When it comes to sports medicine and orthopedics, Baylor Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics brings the home team advantage to Central Texans. First for the visitors, the Knights of UCF were in black uniforms with white letters and numerals. Gold trim the lineup as rolled out by Satia Messer, fourth-year head coach of the Knights and a former Baylor assistant from 2014 to 2021. A great coach, well-loved here at Baylor, and a national champion as well in 2019, their head coach. Her lineup looks like this. In the front court, Mahogany, Chandler Roberts, and Kayla Ngodu. Ngodu, their second leading scorer at 10.9 points per game, and their leading rebounder at 6.5. She stands 6'3", a junior from Fort Lauderdale. Mahogany, Chandler Roberts, 6'2", sophomore from Portland, Oregon. And then the guards, Jacoria Bracey and Summer Yancey. Yancey coming off of a career-high 25-point outing in their game against Colorado, their win against the Buffaloes over the weekend. Bracey, a 5'9", fifth-year player, a transfer from Ole Miss and Southern Miss. Summer Yancey, a sophomore from Kansas City. And then their point guard is Leah Harmon. Leah Harmon, a transfer from Miami, a top 10 national point guard transferred. Their leading scorer at 16.5 points, 2.5 rebounds per game. For the Bears, wearing their gold uniforms, green letters and numerals, green trim. Coach Nicky's lineup as rolled out for this number 14 national team with a 17-3 record, 6-1 Big 12 record looks like this. The forwards, Bella Fauntleroy, Dariana Little-Page Bugs, and Kirsten Johnson. The 3 seniors for the Bears, averaging nearly 26 points, 20 rebounds, and 3 assists per game. And then the guards, Talia Scott and Jana Van Geitenbeek. Jana is the senior, 7.3 points per game, 6.5 assists. That assist total is third best in the Big 12 and number 8 nationally. Talia Scott, the second leading scorer in the Big 12. The Big 12's leading free throw shooter, number 15 in the nation at points per game with 20.5 per contest. 3 rebounds, 3 assists for the 5'9" sophomore. So for the Bears, one more time, it is Van Geitenbeek, Scott, Fauntleroy, Buggs, and KJ. For UCF, it is Harmon, Bracey, Yancey, Mahogany Roberts, and Ngodu. Starting lineups are brought to you by Baylor, Scott and White, Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. From injury prevention to enhanced recovery, team up with us to get back in the game. Well, Lori, the starting lineups have been introduced. Always fun to see Tatia Messer even on the other sideline. Certainly Baylor's goal is to get the win today, but certainly want to take a moment to say hello and welcome her back to Waco. Some great moments here in the green and gold with her as an assistant coach.
You know, and she did all of her career at the Farrell Center, so it's always fun to have her come back and see new Foster Pavilion and how Baylor has embraced this new home on the banks of the Brazos River. And now we're getting ready for the start of this game, and it's great to be back home after that long 5-game road trip to Utah, but a very good one for Baylor, and hope to continue their winning ways today here at home.
Kirsten Johnson and Kayala Ngodu will jump at midcourt. Ngodu 6'3", Johnson listed at 6'4". For the Bears, this is game number 21 on the year. Game number 9 in Big 12 play, or game number 8, I beg your pardon, in Big 12 play. And the tip is controlled by UCF. We are underway. UCF starting on offense. It is Harmon holding the ball against her hip with Buggs out there guarding her. Harmon, a couple of dribbles, is going to swing it to Bracey. Bracey stalks over to the right side of the perimeter, looks inside for Ngodu, but is unable to pass to her at the moment. We've seen Buggs guard their point guard and their top post player already on this opening defensive possession. Bracey pops a mid-range jumper, and it hits it to give UCF 2-0 lead. But I'll tell you what, Lori, she's under 40% on the season. Baylor forced her into a shot that you can live with her taking. Baylor now on offense for the first time. It is Talia Scott with the basketball. Gets downhill, driving inside on Bracey, off glass and in. A good strong drive to tie the game.
Well, I talk about a great move. She goes in from the left side, but she saw that somebody was coming in to block the ball, so she just moved the ball to her other hand and went off the glass.
Mahogany Roberts lobs it down low to Ngodu, a tough post player, but the pass found her too far beneath the basket, and the Bears tie her up. That's going to give Baylor the basketball.
Yeah, Buggs stuck to her like glue. As soon as the ball came in, and she turned around and went away from the basket, Buggs was right there to tie her up.
So Baylor with the basketball, game tied at 2, just over a minute into this contest. There's Fauntleroy up top to KJ, swinging it right side to Talia Scott. Catch, shoot, 3, and it knocks down home. It was in, it was out, and then it fell back through, and the Bears are up 5-2 as Talia Scott, who's been a little quiet from downtown, at least in terms of shooting percentage, hits her first of the game tonight. 5-2 Bears. Here is Harmon on the right side, around an Ngodu screen. Finds Yancey left side to Bracey. She has it beyond the three-point arc on the wing with Talia Scott guarding her. Shot clock at single digits. Bracey switched off on Fauntleroy. Good defense there by the Bears. She gets the pass back, nearly walks with it. Shot clock at 2. Bricks a pull-up jumper from the top of the key, and Buggs clears the rebound. Baylor with the ball, 3-point lead, 2 minutes in. Scott fires a fastball pass too high for KJ.
Well, I think what Talia was trying to do was to say thank you to KJ for the assist just a moment ago on that 3 ball. And she saw KJ there, but that thing just had a lot of, she had a lot on that ball.
There was a lot, yes.
And a little too high even for KJ to pull through. So Baylor with the turnover.
That was a Nolan Ryan. That was some high heat from on the pass. They're a little excited. You know, why not? Baylor 5-2 lead. UCF with the basketball. Shot clock at single digits again for UCF. Here is Harmon bouncing at the top of the arc. KJ guarding her. Shot clock at 3, at 2. She passes in the corner. Desperation 3 is airballed by Bracey. good defense again by the Bears here. Really good defense throughout the first 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, they have really done a number on UCF. Of course, being really patient with the basketball, trying to use as much of that shot clock as they possibly can, whether that's what they want to do or whether that's what Baylor's defense is drawing them into. But Baylor's D has come to play today.
Baylor with the ball and a 5-2 lead. Here's a quick jumper from Scott, short off the front rim. Rebound hits the floor twice and is gathered in by Chandler Roberts. Roberts swings it outside to Harmon. Banged into a bit by Talia Scott, but not excessive. Now she sees a lane to the basket. Harmon with a Euro step. She stripped to the basketball, and Bella comes away with it. It's a Baylor steal. She fires it ahead to Bugs. Kick out to the trailing Scott for three, and she'll try to earn him from the line. Nearly a chance at a 4-point play, but the foul will make her earn them from the line. That was Jacoria Bracey with her first, the first on either team this game, and that's going to send the nation's second leading free throw shooter in terms of field goals attempted and made, and in the Big 12, the leading free throw shooter in terms of percentage, Talia Scott, 91% with 3 free throws. And we've seen, really drawing those fouls and then hitting her free throws has been a weapon for Scott throughout the year, although her first one spins out. She's got 2 more coming. So a bit frustrated with herself. She doesn't miss too many of those. Couple of dribbles, bends the knees. The second one is just like we're used to seeing from her.
Or just like we're used to hearing.
Well, yes.
She just ripped the net, too. So it's a sensory experience when she's at the free throw line and nails that one as well.
We'll give her most of the credit with an assist to Bob Baker, bringing it to you here courtside. 2 of 3 knocked out by Talia Scott. It's a 7-2 Baylor lead, 3 minutes, 10 seconds in. It's Yancey coming off a career-high 25-point game, lobbing a pass to Ngodu, drives inside, tries to bounce Chandler Roberts, nearly stolen, but she's able to grab it. Kicks it out to Yancey, extra pass outside. Here is Asen, who just checked in, missing a 3 left wing. Jana Van Geitenbeek skies for the rebound.
Boy, guards getting in there, pulling down that board. Jana was looking for it.
Here's Kirsten Johnson missing a 3, strong off the back iron. Offensive rebound by Bugs. Kick out to Talia Scott. She can't hit the 3. Bugs, great hustle trying to save the rebound. However, she taps it along the sideline as she bangs into Satia Messer there. They both laugh as Satia gives her a little pat on the back there. Hustle attempt there by Bugs.
And Satia Messer had herself prepared for the impact.
Here's UCF. Asen is the first substitution for them in the game for Bracey. Here's Yancey spinning into the lane. Oh, and she drove it into a crowd. Bella just took the dribble away from her. Fed it to Van Geitenbeek, who picks up her dribble in the backcourt and zings it ahead to Bella. Baylor with the ball in a 7-2 lead. 4+ minutes gone first quarter. Here is Talia Scott driving to the free throw line, bouncing it to Bugs all alone, and her layup attempt spins every which way on the rim before falling off. Oh, it just had some spin on it, did everything but fall through. Asen driving the other way, clears some space with a hip and lays it in. That makes it 7-4. The Baylor lead is 3, 4.5 minutes gone. Here's Van Geitenbeek dribbling to the right elbow, finding KJ, who misses a layup. Got her own rebound, though, and laid it in. Now she cleaned up there, and that makes it 9-4 in favor of the Bears. Boy, Baylor missed 2 layups in a row there, but luckily KJ was able to clean up her own miss on this second one. Asen has it between the circles, exactly halfway through the first quarter. Yancey unloads a 3, that's off target. And the rebound grabbed by Bugs. She gives it off to Talia Scott. Baylor with possession, a 9-4 edge. Talia Scott bounces into the paint, kicks it out to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Her 3 is too strong. Offensive rebound gobbled up on the weak side by Bella. The Bears will get another crack at it as Markayla Johnson prepares to check in next dead ball. Jana finds a cutting Bugs, and she doesn't miss this time. Cutting to the basket on the right side of the lane.
I absolutely love that screen and roll, and boy, did such a quick move from Dariana Littlepage. Bugs got that step on the defender, and that was an easy 2.
Pass is tipped, and there's another turnover. That is the 5th here in the first quarter by UCF. Talia Scott looks to cash in, and she does. Taking the scoop pass from Jana Van Geitenbeek, trailing the play and knocking down the 3 from the right side. The Bears are on a 7-0 run and have opened up a 10-point lead, Lori, prompting a UCF timeout.
Yeah, and it's defense that leads to offense for Baylor, and they have been exceptionally good here. Active hands in this game. They forced 5 UCF turnovers, and Baylor has turned around and scored 8 points off of those. And so that's more than half their points have come off turnovers.
Well, you will take that. Baylor with a 14-4 lead. We're grateful to Extraco Banks. Today's game is sponsored by Extraco Banks. Extraco Banks, let's build some dreams. 4:11 to play first quarter. Bears by 10 on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or selling, feel supported with an award-winning agent at your side from first offer to contract and close. Magnolia Realty serves cities including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Temple. Learn more at magnoliarealty.com.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. If you get a call saying they're going to lock you in jail for missing jury duty unless you pay a fine, that's fake. Scammers use scare tactics to force you to act without thinking. Just hang up the phone.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Brought to you by NextLink, reliable high-speed internet for your home or business. Every Baylor game, football, men's basketball, women's basketball, you can find it on the Baylor Athletics YouTube channel. That is youtube.com/Baylor Athletics. Lori, you had a great stat worth reiterating just before we went to break. Baylor leads this game 14-4 with 4:11 to play in the first quarter, and Baylor is making hay off of UCF turnovers. And you look, Baylor, they've only taken 6 shots to the Bears 11.
And if you look at Baylor, too, they've kind of bookended the first quarter. Once we got to the media timeout, they hit their first 2. Baylor missed 5 in a row, but since then they have been 3 of the last 4 shots. And they've done that again off of offensive rebounds, second chance points, a turnover to be able to get them quick points. KJ got her own board. Bugs on a second chance assist from Jana Van Geitenbeek after Bella just pulled down a beauty of an offensive rebound. And then again, off of a turnover, Jana Van Geitenbeek finds Talia Scott, who drills her second 3 of the game.
As you mentioned, 8 Baylor points off of turnovers, 4 Baylor points off of second chance opportunities. So Baylor taking advantage of the defensive efforts and the miscues that UCF has made here. Out of the timeout, Yu-Ting Dunn and Markayla Johnson in for the Bears, as is Kyla Abraham. So the Baylor lineup defensively looks like this: Van Geitenbeek, Markayla, Dunn, Bugs, and Abraham. UCF on offense will send Mahogany, Chandler Roberts, Summer Yancey. In for the first time is Savannah Scott, along with Samari Bankhead and Crystal Asen. Bankhead gives them some length on the perimeter, a 6-foot freshman out of Los Angeles, who in her AAU ball days was coached by the late Kobe Bryant. All right, here is UCF out of the timeout, down by 10. Baylor with the defensive effort strong so far. It's Yancey moving to the left side of the floor. Van Geitenbeek glued to her defensively, harassing her. She finally unloads it to Asen way outside. Finds Chandler Roberts with the shot clock at 10. Chandler Roberts wants to drive on Dunn. Dribbles pretty in the lane, but puts up an ugly shot. However, her miss is grabbed and laid back in by Savannah Roberts. That ends a 7-0 Baylor run. Still a 14-6 Baylor lead with 3:38 to play first quarter. It's Van Geitenbeek swinging it to Markayla Johnson around an Abraham screen. She gets downhill, circles back outside, fires it to Van Geitenbeek. Jana high on the left side, 10 to shoot for the Bears. Markayla outside to Dunn. 7 to shoot. Markayla finds Jana, lobs it down low to Buggs, puts a dribble on the floor, circles beneath the basket, kicks it out to Dunn, unloads a long three and airballs it at the shot clock buzzer. I think she realized she was about a step or two further beyond the arc than she normally is and put too much air on that. That would have been a tough shot, though. I think that was leaving her hands with under half a second to go on the shot clock.
I think Buggs could have probably got a baseline fall-away jumper, but put the ball on the floor, and that just took up too much time. And Scott scores her second bucket in a row. It's a 14-8 lead for Baylor.
Yeah, Scott with a couple of quick buckets for UCF upon checking in. 6'1" sophomore forward. It's a 14-8 Baylor lead. Here's Dunn with a pass into the corner. Left side, that is Markayla. Getting it back from Dunn once again. Swinging it left elbow. Here's a jumper from Kyla Abraham, and she got the bounce. It looked off target, but she got a friendly bounce and knocks down her first shot of the game.
Well, she hit the right part of the right rim because that just ended up bouncing through. And Kyla's been pretty proficient from those elbow jumpers.
There's a jumper attempt from the baseline by Bankhead, and really well guarded by the Bears off target. Here comes Dunn into the front court. Under 2:15 to play first quarter. Dunn has it high on the right side. Baylor with the ball at a 16-8 lead. Buggs comes to get at the top of the arc. Swings it left side for Markayla Johnson. Puts it on the floor and then lobs it to Abraham. Beyond her range. Hands it off to Dunn. Dunn with a nice slip to the cutting Abraham. However, she's blocked on her way up to the basket by Chandler Roberts. Out of bounds. Baylor will play it in with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Good collaboration there by Dunn and Abraham, but she charged it. Mahogany Chandler Roberts, who was able to get the block. Inbound comes to Dunn with 3 seconds to shoot. Chan to the middle of the floor, swings inside, puts up a tough runner, and it's too strong. Savannah Scott with the rebound. Fumbles the exchange, but Yancey gets it and fires ahead to Bankhead. Bankhead swings it across the court to Asen. Asen puts it on the floor, wants to drive on Markayla Johnson, drives to the bucket strong and lays it in. Crystal Asen now has 4 points in the early going, under 90 seconds to play first quarter. Baylor with a 6-point lead. UCF on a mini 6-2 run. Markayla airballs a three out of the corner that she really didn't need to take, and here is UCF with it.
UCF has outscored Baylor since the substitutions, 6-2.
And at 9 to play first quarter. Summer Yancey has it for the Knights. Angles to the left side of the floor. Finds Bankhead in the corner. Her shot put three, too strong. Weak side board chased down along the sideline by Buggs. Here's Van Geitenbeek with 54 seconds to play first quarter. Drives inside, gets to the bucket and misses the layup. Out of bounds, and it will go to UCF. I don't know, maybe she was almost surprised how open she was, and she just left that spinning left-hand layup short. Well, Baylor has missed its last 4 shots, and UCF has now scored 6 of the last 8 points in this game. Buggs checks out, and Talia Scott returns for the Bears. Van Geitenbeek is out as well. Bella Fauntleroy back in. UCF possession. It is Bankhead having the ball knocked away by Bella Fauntleroy into the backcourt, saved by Bankhead. They're going to fling it down on the left corner to Mahogany Roberts, who drives inside and misses the shot put shot. Bears had a hand on the rebound but couldn't grab it. It's Scott coming away with it. Kicks it out to Asen, whose three gets the friendly bounce. It hit the back rim, then the side rim, then the front rim, and fell through to cut the Baylor lead to 3. 16-13, shot clock dark. Baylor can play for the last shot. No, they can't. The Bears turn it over. It's saved by UCF, but Baylor gets it back. They take it away as UCF throws it away. 4 seconds to play. Here's Dunn for 3. It's short. Scott with the rebound, and UCF will not clear a shot. That's the way the first quarter that ends poorly for the Bears comes to a close. Lord, Baylor had a 14-4 lead, but UCF, give them credit, they scored 9 of the last 11 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, rolled to that 9-2 run, and Baylor just looked discombobulated on offense. And you got to give some credit to UCF. I thought Baylor's defense was pretty good, but that time they just, some balls started to go in. I think UCF got on a bit of a roll and capped off by that second chance 3. That makes it a 16-13 game.
The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank. Proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. To the second quarter we go. Baylor 16, UCF 13 on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is a longtime supporter of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Baylor fans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and get your own custom Baylor Bear debit card. With 6 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
It's the wrap-up year sales event at Allen Samuels in Waco. Get the 2025 Ram 1500 Lone Star with 0% for 72 months or 3.9% for 72 months, plus 10% below MSRP and $2,000 in Black Friday select inventory cash. Check out the huge selection of 2026 Ram 2500s, now with $4,000 combined bonus cash allowance, backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Hurry, these year-end savings won't last long at Allen Samuels.
Come by, let's be friends.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Sputter late in the first quarter and see their 10-point lead become a 3-point edge. It's 16-13 at the end of one. Lori, the Bears did a nice job turning over at UCF. They had 5 turnovers in the first 5 minutes of the game, leading to 8 Baylor points. But since then, they did a better job. Second half of the first quarter, they turned it over just once and kind of found their rhythm on offense to cut that Baylor lead to 3.
Yeah, Baylor with that 10-point lead, all 5 of those turnovers when the starters were in the game. Coach Nicky subbed out and gave opportunities. And again, just looked unsure on the offensive end. UCF made some good plays, like on that Abraham screen and roll. I thought Abraham had a clear shot to the basket, but Chandler Roberts just knocked it away, and Baylor wasn't able to capitalize on having the basketball back. You know, just disappointing at the end of the last 5 minutes, but they get another opportunity, and Kayla Nelms also inserted into this game.
For UCF, who will begin on offense, it is Bankhead, Asen, Harmon, Scott, and Yancey. Defensively for the Bears, Coach Nicky sends out Markayla Johnson, Scott, Dunn, Fauntleroy, and Nelms. First quarter, Baylor 6 of 18. UCF 6 of 14, 1 of 5 from downtown. The Bears 2 of 8.
You look at Kayla Nelms. She right now is on Scott for UCF, and Scott was the one right after Baylor subbed. She scored 2 quick baskets, just really banging down low, and so we'll see what Kayla Nelms can bring.
Yeah, she's got some size out there, hulking forward for UCF. They find her on the right side of the baseline. Her pass is tipped around, nearly stolen, and it will be Baylor's basketball.
Nice
as
break.
Scott tipped it off of UCF, Lauren.
Yeah, she was kind of that anticipating the passing lane. And that's a couple of times we've seen Talia do that, really taking a chance, getting her hands on the basketball and giving Baylor this opportunity to score off of another turnover.
There's a 4-7 UCF turnovers here, about 30 seconds into the second quarter. Here is Bella Fauntleroy, well off on a good 3 look from the top of the arc, and Yancey grabs the rebound. Jana Van Geitenbeek will quickly return for the Bears. Here is Asen with the ball, driving inside, stumbles, but is able to get rid of the ball before she traveled with it. Yancey has it high on the left side of the floor. Nelms out to pick her up. Now she switches back off. They find Asen, right angle, edge of the arc, single digits on the shot clock. Here's a handoff to the point guard and leading scorer Harmon. Harmon puts it on the floor, drives inside, and a body is called. That's going to go against Markayla Johnson. Her first, team's first of the second quarter, as Markayla Johnson will exit and Jana Van Geitenbeek will return for the Bears. 2 first quarter assists for Jana Van Geitenbeek. It's Yancey to play it in from the baseline. Feeds Harmon, and Harmon gets an open look that she knocks down, but by virtue of a moving screen from Savannah Scott, so that's going to wipe out the bucket and give Scott her first foul and the team's first of the second quarter.
That was called really fast, so that must have been very obvious.
And she didn't look happy, but it's not her decision. Here's Van Geitenbeek feeding Fauntleroy at the free throw line. Turnaround jumper, no good. Yancey skies above the crowd for the UCF rebound. She swings it to the right side of the floor to Harmon, a few steps beyond the edge. Harmon lobs it to Scott. Scott thought about dribbling inside, instead fires outside to Yancey, drives into a crowd and draws contact. That's going to go against U-Team Dunn. So Dunn moving with her, called for the foul. Her first, team second, as Dariana Littlepage-Buggs checks back in for Dunn. Yancey gets ready to shoot the first free throws of the game for the Knights. Yancey at 79% on the year. She is their second leading free throw shooter. They're a good free throw shooting team at 72.5%, but she misses the first. Baylor a few percentage points higher at 74%. Second free throw by Yancey. She got a friendly bounce there. And it's a 2-point Baylor lead, 16-14. Bears with possession.
Going back to last quarter, Baylor is 0 for its last 7. Just got to find one to go in.
Scott swings it across the floor, left side of Engeitenbeek, up top to Buggs, who steps into a three and banks it in. Well, they found one, Lori, to use the terminology you so well predicted there a moment ago. Don't know if that's how they drew it up, but it worked.
You know, and I was surprised Buggs pulled the trigger on that one, but I'm glad she did. Off of glass, but all still counts the same. That's a three-pointer to give Baylor a 5-point lead.
Buggs' third three-pointer of the year, and there's another UCF turnover as they throw the ball out of bounds, so the Bears will get it back with 7:55 to play in the first half and a 19-14 Baylor lead.
You know, Buggs hasn't taken a three since the Iowa State game, and so the last 4, she has not attempted a three, but she was so good at the pull-up jumpers, just been outstanding. You know, just in such a flow. I'm glad to see Dariana go ahead and take that chance. She was wide open.
Well, and she knocked it down, and now Baylor at the other end. A strong drive by Bella Fauntleroy, and she is fouled by Savannah Scott. That's Scott's second, and the team's second. Baylor to play it in from the baseline. Van Geitenbeek looking, bounces it right of the lane to Nelms. Nelms fakes a pass, circles inside on Scott, tries to force up a jumper on a post move, and misses well short. And then as Dariana Littlepage-Buggs tries to save the ball out of bounds, she catches the bottom of the backboard with the tip. And
the backboard got in the way of that, because I thought Buggs was flying out of bounds, but able to corral the basketball. It's just that the backboard was there as she was trying to fling it out to her teammates.
Nelms back out, and back in is Kirsten Johnson, KJ for the Bears, the Big 12's leading shot blocker. Bankhead in for Satia Messer. She tries to lob it in the post, intercepted by KJ. The pass attempted for Ngodu. Here's Talia Scott with a crossover dribble, swinging it to an open Bella Fauntleroy, too strong on the three, and Chandler Roberts skies for the board, feeds it ahead to Harmon. 19-14 Baylor, 7:15 to play, first half. There's a lob mid-post, left side to Ngodu, dribbles in close and misses the turnaround from point-blank range. Flipped it up a little too strong, and the rebound controlled by the Bears. Here is Talia Scott around the screen, pops it at the free throw line and buries it.
Gosh, she is so good at that pull-up three, or the pull-up jumper. Talia Scott, I would love to see the breakdown of how many jumpers she has hit. She has got to be well over 50% on those.
Now she's now at 12 points on the game, 4 of 6 shooting. So with some good efficient shooting here in the early going for Talia Scott. Chandler Roberts banging inside, has her spinning shot blocked there by Bella Fauntleroy.
Bella is an absolute force on the defensive end and inside.
Off the dribble, Scott fires in a three. She's got 15 points, and Baylor has pushed the lead back to 10 at 24-14.
All of that started again on defense with that block from Bella Fauntleroy, and then Bella gets the assist on that Talia Scott three, her third of the game.
Back the other way, UCF, Yancey feeds Ngodu, who spins multiple times, and boy, Bella got a hand in there on the fall-away jumper attempt and is called for the foul. Ngodu missed the shot, but she'll have a chance to earn them at the points at the line with a pair of free throws. That's Bella's first and the team's third foul of this second quarter. The Bears on an 8-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 11 seconds. Baylor now of their 24 points, 4 of them have been second chance points, and 8 of them have come off of turnovers, so half off of those two combined totals as Godu hits the first free throw, the 67% shooter. There's one more coming. 6:05 to play, first half. Here's Ngodu with a big bend to the knees, and she misses the second. Buggs plucks down the rebound for the Bears. She's got 7 of them here in the first half to go along with 5 points. Scott with a heat check 3 off the mark, too strong. Offensive rebound, though, by Buggs, and then she throws it away. A little too much under it on the pass back out to Van Geitenbeek. Well, one thing, you always know Talia Scott, when she hits a couple in a row, when she hits maybe 3 in a row, she's going to try, we'll call a heat check. She'll just try a long 3 to see if she's really feeling it. She was close, but she did not hit. 24-15, Baylor with the lead. UCF with possession. 5:38 to play, opening half. It's Yancey beyond the arc, right side. Jenna Van Geitenbeek, a hand in her face. Stalking with her further into the right corner. Yancey with single digits on the shot clock. That's Harmon, I beg your pardon, with a nice Euro step, but she misses the little flip from in close. 8th rebound of the game for Dariana Littlepage Buggs. And now here's Jenna Van Geitenbeek with a crossover dribble. Scoops it out to Buggs. Hands it off to Scott, getting downhill on a screen. Popping a jumper, hitting again. Talia Scott with 17 first half points. She's got 17 of Baylor's 26, and she's outscored UCF all by herself. Halfway through the second quarter, 26-15 Bears. Ariana Littlepage Buggs, I beg your pardon. I said that was her 8th rebound a moment ago. It's actually her 9th, and she's 1 away from reaching double digits.
Typical
7 on the
day
shot
at the
clock.
office for Buggs.
That is for her. Here is Harmon with a shot clock at 3, at 2, dribbles it off her leg, and the shot clock will evaporate before she can find it.
What a play from Jana Van Geitenbeek. She just poked that basketball up, blew the entire play up, and forced another turnover, this time a shot clock violation, and that is something that Coach Nikki and Coach Tony just love to see. There was no opportunity there for UCF to get anything done because Jana was just right there to be able to poke the ball away.
Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like. Proud partner of Baylor Athletics. 4:40 to play, first half. Baylor 26, UCF 15 on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Slam dunk cash with First Central Credit Union. Create a full court press with First Central's free checking that pays you cash back and refunds fees from other banks' ATMs. Enjoy free reward checking and be the MVP of a new cashback season. It's an easy bank shot. Apply online at firstcentralcu.com. We're your team.
Everything we do is true. We do for you.
Eligibility and qualifications apply. Member NCUA.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
It's a fuel offense. They've scored 10 of the second quarter's 12 points. And they've pushed the lead back up to 9. They have led in this game by as many as 11. And it's at 9 right now, 26-15. Alongside Lori Fogelman, I'm Derek Smith. Bears with a 2-game homestand after 2 straight on the road. Lori, we will acknowledge the obvious about Baylor's game on Sunday. Right now, the weather is not looking good. We want fans out here. We also want fans to be safe, so monitor the weather, all of those things, which I'm sure people are, judging by how few eggs and milk cartons there were left at HEB yesterday. We were able to get a couple of one of each there, though. But Lori, obviously, we'll keep an eye on that. We want people out here. We also want people to be safe, so use good judgment. Just stay tuned to anything Baylor sends out about just any official announcements in the days ahead.
Yeah, we absolutely want everyone to be careful out there and You know, you just have to keep an eye on the weather because things just constantly change. When I was walking in here, it was 65 degrees and just lovely outside. And I just went, I am not ready for winter weather, an Arctic blast. But that's why we play basketball indoors. Thank goodness it's not an outdoor sport. But you know what? UCF over the last 5 minutes of I guess you would say like the last 4 minutes and the first minute of the second quarter, Baylor was outscored 10-2 by UCF and got that to a 2-point lead for Baylor. But since that time, Baylor over the past 3 minutes has just gone on a tear, outscoring UCF 10-1, and they've done that on the strength of Talia Scott just getting super hot.
Baylor turnover out of the timeout. Bella Fauntleroy pass is intercepted by Summer Yancey, drives inside, misses the banking runner, but a second chance point there as Scott grabs the rebound and flips it back up and in. Actually, that was Ngodu, I beg your pardon, and that makes it 26-17. Here is Kirsten Johnson flinging it outside to Jana Van Geitenbeek, back to a back-cutting KJ, who just blew the layup. She had a great look and just threw it over everything, and now here comes UCF again. Under 4 minutes to play, and Ngodu drives and lays it in left side of the lane to cut the Baylor lead to 7 at 26-17.
Yeah, a really effective screen and roll right there to Ngodu, who just finished again at the rim.
Here's Van Geitenbeek swinging it outside to Bella, right edge. Back to perimeter right, Bugs. She's going to swing it across to Talia Scott. She's been filling it, but that three is well off the mark. KJ tips the rebound back out towards the perimeter, and then Bugs is called for a foul chasing after it. I'd like to see that again. The way she reacted, she didn't like it, although that's not totally uncommon, but I'd like to see that again. Kind of keeping my eyes more on KJ there, but a touch foul called on Dariana Littlepage Bugs.
Yeah, I was watching KJ too because she got her hands on that basketball coming down, and I thought she might be able to just be able to flip it out to one of her teammates, but that was not the case. Even if she did, it would have been a turnover foul.
Well, UCF played well out of the first quarter media timeout. They're off to a good start after the second quarter timeout. They've scored the game's last 4 points. Yancey to Ngodu, top of the key, lobs it down low to Scott. Good position, and she lays it in.
That is 6 straight points, and all scored by Ngodu.
Scott averages 5.5 points per game, but she has got 8 of them. 6 of them, I beg your pardon, here in the first half.
I'm sorry, that was Scott who scored on the Ngodu assist.
Here is Bugs kicking it out to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Hops into a three, buries it. Good look there from Jana Van Geitenbeek for her first scoring. She's got 3 points, 3 assists, and a rebound, and that snaps the run of 6 straight scored by the Knights. 29-21 Bears, 2.5 to play, opening half of basketball. It is Ngodu, top of the arc, lobbing it in the post, stolen easily by KJ, who just had good position on Savannah Scott. Here is Talia Scott dribbling inside, finding a cutting Jana Van Geitenbeek, crosses over to the middle of the floor, retreats behind the arc. 2:13 to play first half. Bugs has it now on the right side of the arc, throws a dangerous pass, and Baylor bailed out by a touch foul on Harmon there, and we'll take that. Harmon with her first foul and the team's third. That was a dangerous pass there, and luckily for the Bears, she fouled him.
Yeah, credit Jana because she turned her body, to try to take that impact and maybe pick up the foul, which she did.
Baylor plays it back into Van Geitenbeek, swings it right side to Bella. Catch, shoot, and bury a three.
Yeah, with that three, Bella has now tied the great Juicy Landrum for 4th all-time on Baylor's list of three-pointers made. That is an accomplishment.
That is something. I remember that 14-3 game that Juicy had at Farrell Center.
170 career threes made by Bella Fauntleroy. That was a no-doubter.
Post-entry pass tipped and stolen by Jana Van Geitenbeek. It's another UCF turnover. Here is Talia Scott in the front court. They're going to switch off and go to on her for some taller defense. She finds a cutting Bugs top of the arc. Outside to Van Geitenbeek, around the screen, pick and roll there. She tried to fire it back to Bugs. Bugs had the pass knocked away and stolen. Then Jana pokes it away from Yancey, but it's out of bounds to UCF. They will keep it with 1:21 to play opening half.
Jana has had extremely open hands. I don't know if we have seen that kind of the part of her defensive game, but man, she is keeping her eyes on the ball, and when she gets her hands inside, not making any contact with anything but the ball. And she's done that a couple of times here in this game.
Baylor has scored the game's last 6 points. They're trying to get a defensive stop to keep it right there. It's a 32-21 Baylor lead. Late first half. Here's Bracey on the drive. Baseline, getting inside. Cut off by Talia Scott. Has her shot snuffed out by Buggs. Jump ball called. Possession arrow to Baylor. Good defense there by the Bears. Just putting the hands up and smothering that shot attempt. Just over a minute to play before halftime. Here's Talia Scott high on the right sideline. Feeds Van Geitenbeek, who swings it to Bella. Back cross court. Good look at a three by Talia Scott. Too strong back iron. KJ with the offensive rebound in a crowd. Finds Van Geitenbeek. Nifty move inside, but she misses the layup. Buggs there, though, to flip it back in with the left hand. Dariana Little-Page Buggs now with 7 points and 11 rebounds. Well on her way to another double-double. 38 seconds to play first half, 15 seconds between the clocks. UCF with the ball, Baylor with a game-high 13-point edge. It is Harmon high on the right side, 10 on the shot clock. Harmon around the screen, picks up the dribble, feeds and go to no-look lob down low to Savannah Scott, who finishes again. She's got 8 first-half points. It's an 11-point Baylor lead. Bears can play for the first half's final shot with the shot clock dart. Van Geitenbeek to the right side of the floor, now moves left, crosses back over middle of the floor, and she's banged into by Harmon. Oh, and that is because of what is really a moving screen by Kirsten Johnson. That is KJ's first and the team's 5th, and now UCF can play for the first half's last shot. Bankhead will play it in for UCF. Finds Harmon with 4, with 3. She's near midcourt with 2. Drives inside, and she's not going to get a shot off. Boy, they had 6 seconds to go 3/4 of the length of the floor, and Baylor didn't let them get a look. And that's the way an up and down first half ends, Lori, with Baylor an 11-point lead.
Jana did a great job of it's always deny the ball. That time she denied the ball screen, and because she was able to stay with was that Bankhead who had the basketball?
Yeah, Bankhead and Harmon, yeah.
And, just snuffed that one out. So some really great defense from Jana Van Geitenbeek today. And what was so interesting about this this second quarter, when you look at the threes that were made, Baylor had 4 threes, and all 4 of them, I can't count today because they're all threes, but 4 threes from 4 different players. You had Buggs get one, Talia got one, Jana had one, and then Bella capped it off with a big 3 herself.
Well, Baylor with the 11-point lead at intermission, 34-23. Our Nissan halftime report is coming up next here from Foster Pavilion. In addition to first half stats, we are going to visit with Tammy Richards, city president in Waco of Extraco Banks, today's game sponsor. Baylor 34, UCF 23 at halftime. That's our score on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
This is Baylor women's basketball on the
MCY Green Eye Associates is voted Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified buyers get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months, plus $1,000 of Vention cash on a new 2026 Tundra. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 2/2/26.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. If you receive a call from someone claiming to be from a company, don't give them your personal information, ever. Unless you know them personally, hang up and call the company back on a verified number.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
You're listening to live coverage of Baylor women's basketball. Now, it's time for the Nissan Halftime Show, brought to you by Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the first half. Check in on scores and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
UCF 34-23. Baylor winners of 6 straight, trying to make it 7 in a row. And tonight's game that is brought to you by Extraco Banks. We appreciate Extraco's support of Baylor. Certainly it's not just Baylor, great community partners for so many in the community. And we're joined by Tammy Richards. Tammy Richards is the city president here in Waco. And Tammy, it's great to see you again. We visited now with you a few years here, and the work that you and your team do, very much appreciated in the community. Sick Bears, and thanks for joining us.
Well, we're thrilled to be here and thrilled to support Baylor for sure.
Yeah, we're grateful for that for sure. You know, Baylor's been around a long time. You have too, Extraco Banks. Almost 120 years you've served Central Texans. Can you take us inside, Tammy, what some of the advantages are that local banks offer offer individuals in the community?
Absolutely. So, as you mentioned, we're a third-generation family-owned bank with a more than $2.5 billion in assets. So we're one of the largest family-owned banks between Dallas and Austin. Our size and our local nature allows us to make decisions quickly, be agile, help our customers as quickly as we can. In addition to that, obviously our people have a great heart for the community. In 2025, our employees volunteered more than 4,100 hours for local nonprofits, and Extraco donated over $800,000 to local nonprofits in our town, so in our community. So we are thrilled to be part of the community and want to do everything we can to support.
Yeah, I can definitely see all the different ways. So probably not all the different ways, but a number of them that Extraco gives back here. Well, Tammy, could you tell us a little bit more about business banking, the business banking efforts at Extraco?
So we have recently revamped our business checking and savings products so we can be better meet the needs of our community. We are huge supporters of Startup Waco, which is supports our entrepreneurial community. And we serve on that board and try and help those people. We convene our local business leaders quarterly so that we can make sure that we're aligned with what the community needs. And then we sponsor 2 competitions. We have an Extrapreneur Pitch competition where we give away $25,000. It doesn't have to be a customer of the bank that you know can make a pitch to our team and have that opportunity. And then this year we're starting a new group where we're going to be providing $25,000 also for a nonprofit that will have the opportunity to make a pitch to our judges. So we're excited
Pretty
to do that.
exciting.
Yeah.
Bet you all hear some really interesting ideas that creative people have in this community in ways they serve
amazing.
as well.
We do. It's
Visiting
amazing.
with Tammy Richards of Extraco Bank, serving Central Texans for almost 120 years. And Tammy, we're very grateful for the partnership here at Baylor and excited to see what's ahead for Extraco in this growing Waco community. I want to thank you so much for your time today.
Well, I appreciate being here and sick 'em Bears.
Remember, I think Baylor has won your past visits here, so we're counting on that to continue again today. Well, Tammy, really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Tammy Richards, City President of Waco Banks for Extraco Banks. Extraco Banks, today's game sponsor. Let's build some dreams. Baylor by 11 in intermission, 34-23. We'll be back with more on the Nissan Halftime Report right after this here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Want to be the energy our Bears need? Go gold with Baylor Athletics this season and be the gold factor across each of our sports. Wear exclusive Go Gold apparel from the Baylor Bookstore and the Spirit Shop at upcoming Go Gold dates. Stay up to date on all your golden opportunities to create an electric home atmosphere by visiting BaylorBears.com/Go Gold. Sic 'em Bears.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer. Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
To 23. Let's take a look at scores around the Big 12 Conference right now. Let's start first in Morgantown, West Virginia. Number 22, West Virginia, hosting Arizona State. 2:45 left in that game, and West Virginia has taken a 44-41 lead. So the Mountaineers over the Sun Devils here with just 2:39 left to play and a 3-point lead for the Mountaineers. 24 seconds left to go before the end of the third quarter. Houston visiting Kansas State, and the Wildcats have a 46-41 lead over the Cougars. 2 minutes left in the third at Iowa State, and the Cyclones lead by 10, 55-45 over Cincinnati. And it's not Audie Crooks leading the scoring for Iowa State. It's actually Jada Williams, who has 29 points with at least 4 3-pointers. A really efficient game for Jada Williams for Iowa State, leading by 10 over Cincinnati. Coming up later tonight at 8 o'clock, BYU will host number 19, Texas Tech. And at the top of the standings of the conference right now, it's Texas Tech, TCU, and Baylor, all at 6-1. And so that's a big game as Texas Tech heads to the elevation of Provo, Utah, and that game will tip off in about 8 minutes from now. Again, our score here at the half at Foster Pavilion, it's the Baylor Bears 34, the UCF Knights 23. Stay tuned for the second half of this one from Foster Pavilion as you're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So we could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to NextLink Internet. With NextLink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, NextLink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give NextLink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
Kids can now join the Baylor Cub Club, the official kids club of Baylor Athletics, presented by Green Eye Associates. Fans 12 and under can register for the low cost of $25 and gain exclusive benefits and access to Baylor Athletics events. Members receive free admission to select events, exclusive giveaway access, and their own membership package. To register your Cub, please visit BaylorBears.com/Cub Club. Sign your Cub up today.
You've been listening to the Nissan Halftime Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Brought to you by TFNB, the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Livman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we get set for the second half action with the Baylor Bears as we rejoin Derek Smith live from Courtside, bringing you the second half of action and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Start the second half. Baylor at 34-23 lead. Few numbers. Talia Scott leads all scores with 17 points. Darion Littlepage Buggs leads all rebounders with 11. And Jana Van Geitenbeek leads all passers with 4 assists. Baylor with a season high in steals in the first half, 10 of them. Baylor overall forcing 13 UCF turnovers, giving it back to them 8 times and outscoring UCF off of those turnovers 11-4. Meanwhile, 8 for the Bears, 6 second chance points to UCF's 7. Lori, if the Bears can be a little, I think there were a couple stretches where they were a little bit sloppy and allowed UCF to get some good looks, but overall, Baylor has done a nice job leading for all but about the opening minute of play, and see if they can put together a really crisp third quarter here out of halftime on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, you would really like to see that today. The first quarter, Baylor, first 5 minutes, they were just absolutely rolling, looked really smooth in execution, especially on the offensive side, and really on defense, where they were just really stellar during that time. But, woo! And then the wheels kind of came off just a little bit. The execution just dropped, and it just kind of snowballed on them. But they hit some really key shots and had a couple of big runs during that third quarter.
Original starters on the floor for both teams. UCF begins on offense. It is Harmon smothered up in the paint there. She has to unload it outside to Chandler Roberts. Further out to Yancey in the center jump circle. She is going to swing it ahead to UCF. That is Jacoria Bracey back to Yancey. 8 on the shot clocks. Bracey takes it again high on the right side. Feeds him Godu, who's been quiet tonight, and her mid-range jumper rims out. That was at the edge of the key. Rebound to Buggs, who feeds it ahead to Jana Van Geitenbeek. First, second half offensive possession. Paint touch for Jana. Kick out to Bella, and the 3 is good from the left edge.
What great execution there. And again, that's Jana, as you said, curling around, getting a piece of the paint. She's right underneath the basket. She just smoked a pass to Bella, who was in great shooting position. And KJ almost got the steal.
Now Chandler Roberts outside to Yancey. Minute gone, second half. Baylor with a game-high 14-point lead. Pass inside to Ngodu. Turnaround over Buggs, no good. And Buggs plucks down the rebound after it hits the back rim. Here's a pass ahead to Talia Scott. Game high 17 points. She wants 2 more, but leaves the jumper short left side. Offensive rebound Bears. Bella another crack at it, but leaves the 3 just a bit short. Fight for the rebound, and Godu comes away with it. And Godu with 5 points, a rebound, and 2 assists for UCF. Harmon knifes inside and misses the little push foul away, but she'll go to the line. A pair of free throws after Jana Van Geiten be called for the foul.
You know, that 3-pointer for Bella, now she has moved into 4th place all by herself, passing Juicy Landrum for career 3-pointers made as a Baylor Bear. Get 171 over her career, and today she has 2 of them. And that one she hit earlier to start the 3rd quarter was a thing of beauty.
There is Harmon with the first free throw. It's good. Yeah, Juicy Landrum. You called her games on the radio. Laura, I saw out of the Courtside as PA announcer. She was a great 3-point shooter, and that's a good name for Bella to move past. I always think of this. I always got to laugh, though. You know, obviously, you got to love her nickname, Juicy. Mm-hmm. And my wife Veronica was attending a game, and, you know, a PA, I was like, Juicy Landrum. And there's an older gentleman who she hadn't seen before, and he leaned over to his wife and goes, are they calling that young lady Juicy? And so I just always think of that. But anyway, Baylor on offense, a jumper no good from the left side of the lane. And UCF coming back the other way, 12-point Baylor lead. And here's a drive to the basket. Blunter left short, though, by Harmon. Jana Van Geiten comes away with the rebound, races into the front court, weaves into the paint, dishes it out to Bugs, kick out back to Jana, fakes a 3, drives to the free throw line, fires outside to Fauntleroy, pops a little jumper in the lane, back rim no, offensive rebound Bugs, put back no, and the rebound grabbed by Ngodu. A lot of pretty things happened in that possession, but a made bucket was not one of them. Baylor by 12, 37-25, just about 2.5 minutes gone in the 3rd quarter. It is Harmon feeding to Godu. Toes on the arc, middle of the floor, outside to Yancey. Lobs it down low to Ngodu. Has it knocked away by Bugs. Gets it back, 4 to shoot. Nearly travels with it. Finds a cutting Yancey who leaves the runners short. And with a second on the shot clock, a foul is called on KJ to send her to the line. KJ's second and the team's first of the 3rd quarter. Well, let's see. Ooh, yeah, that was a touch foul. She swiped at the ball, and I think her fingertips just barely grazed Yancey's arm. Yancey 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 79%. First free throw, too strong. And you hear the noise. The students in the student section are sensing free cupcakes.
Great to have the students back in Waco and at Baylor, starting classes on Tuesday, just yesterday. And we'll be disappointed by that free throw. It's 37-26.
1 of 2 for Summer Yancey, who has 2 points, both of them from the line. Van Geitenbeek outside to Bella Fauntleroy. Looks inside for KJ. Instead slings it back over to Van Geitenbeek. Now KJ comes and gets at the top of the key. Puts it on the floor. Drives inside and Ngodi and misses the short jumper from the right side of the lane. Thought she was going to use glass. But then as UCF sloppily tosses the rebound ahead, KJ gets a hand on it and forces the steal. Here's a drive inside by Talia Scott. How did she corkscrew through those tight spaces to the basket? However she did it, she finished it with a layup.
You give her a little bit of space and the ability to just snake through it, and another finish. Love to see one of those high percentage shots go in. Baylor's missed some layups today, and Talia just knocks the basketball away, and Janak comes away with it.
Another steal for the Bears. Here's Van Geitenbeek with the crossover and a kick out. Finds Bella, and her 3 is good, prompting a UCF timeout for the Bears. At now 16 points off of UCF turnovers. Baylor with a game-high 16-point lead as UCF calls their second timeout.
Well, we were talking about Baylor maybe missing some at the rim, but they are scorching hot from outside. 8 of 20 in this game, led by Bella Fauntleroy, who's hit half of her 3s with 3 total trays in this game.
The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank. Proudly serving Central Texas in Waco, Temple and Austin Bank different. Bank Central National Bank. Baylor 42, UCF 26. That's our score with 6:21 to play in the third on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Don't buy from social media ads unless the ad is from a verified company. When you click those ads, you open yourself up to fraud. If it seems too good to be true, it almost always is.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
At Magnolia Realty, award-winning agents set the bar for professionalism and excellence. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, Magnolia's full-service brokerage will guide you through every step of the process with expert industry knowledge. Their agents are fully invested in learning your story and customizing the real estate experience to suit your stage of life. Magnolia Realty has been serving cities across Texas since 2007, including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected or learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230 CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Making 7 in a row, and they've pushed the lead to 16. A game-high cushion, 42-26 over UCF with 6:21 to play in the third quarter. Now, Lori, Baylor opened up the game with a 14-4 run, only to see UCF pull to within 3 at the end of 1. Then in the second quarter, Baylor scored 10 of the first 12 points before UCF scored 10 of the last 16 points of the second quarter. Well, now Baylor's scored 8 of the first 11 in the third. I know I'm throwing a lot of numbers. Point being, Baylor's opened up the quarter strong, but UCF's done a good job answering out of the timeouts. Let's see how Baylor does here out of this win.
I bet you that was a big point in that huddle over there led by Coach Nicky, is to really keep the pedal to the metal and don't let up here. Baylor's been so good with its defense, and with only 6:21 on the clock, the starters continue to be out there for Baylor. But hopefully Baylor can get another stop here, get another score, continue to extend the lead, and have an opportunity to get some valuable minutes for Baylor's bench.
Savannah Scott, who has 8 points off the bench, a big post presence back in there. They look for her right away out of the timeout, but Summer Yancey throws it well beyond her grasp, out of bounds. Another turnover. Baylor plays it in with some backcourt pressure from UCF. They break it. Bella Fauntleroy evades the trailing pressure of Kiana Cox, who's in for the first time, and feeds it back outside to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Kick out to Bella Fauntleroy, fakes a pass, puts it on the floor, finds Jana again, drives inside, circles back out, looks for Talia Scott, instead finds Bugs. Single digits on the shot clock. Bugs into the paint, little follow-away jumper rolls off the rim, and good hustle by KJ going after the offensive rebound. She draws the loose ball foul on Savannah Scott, and that's Scott's third, the first on the night here in the third quarter.
Well, KJ just did not give up on that rebound and ended up getting the call to give the ball back to Baylor, so counts as a turnover. And Baylor has another opportunity. I thought that way that Bugs was about to hit that fall-away jumper. Love to see her get a chance to do it again.
Here's Shanna Van Geitenbeek moving to the left side of the floor, bounces it to a cutting Talia Scott, runner a bit too strong. And the rebound grabbed by Yancey. Fires it ahead to Asen. Asen into the paint, kicks it back out. Finds Yancey, who knocks down a three. She had 5 of them on Saturday in their win over Colorado. That's her first here, just the second made three-pointer for the Knights to cut the Baylor lead to 13. Jana, though, a quick answer, a hesitation move in the lane. Drives to the bucket and finishes with a left-hand layup. Pushes it back to 15, 44-29. Asen has the ball. Now it's Cox, rather, high on the right wing. Cox with a crossover. The much taller KJ knocks the ball away. Now Jana picks her back up defensively again. Cox with a line drive jumper inside the free throw line. Well contested by Jana, and she missed. Here comes Van Geitenbeek. taking the pass off the rebound. Kicks it outside to Talia Scott. Scott with a bounce pass, right of the lane on the block to Buggs. Buggs, a hard dribble into the paint, spins inside, draws the foul. Free throws are coming following our official third quarter media timeout. Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like. Pepsi, proud partner of Baylor Athletics. That foul, by the way, on Mahogany Chandler Roberts, her first and the team's second. Buggs will be at the free throw line when we return. 4:39 to play, third quarter. Baylor 44-29 over UCF here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is a longtime supporter of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Baylor fans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and get your own custom Baylor Bear debit card. With 6 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So we could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip? Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We're at Foster Pavilion, where the Bears have a 15-point lead, 44-29. 4:39 to play here in the third quarter. Free throws coming for Dariana Littlepage Buggs. You know, Lori, it's funny looking at the Baylor stat line. Baylor's overall shooting percentage is ugly, 37%, yet they're 40% from downtown, which is very good. 8 of 20, limited free throws, 2 of 3. But all the turnovers that they are forcing, they have forced 16 miscues for UCF and also gathered in 6 second chance points. It's really making up for what's overall been a low shooting percentage number.
Yeah, Baylor with 16 points off of turnovers. Baylor's done a really good job taking care of the basketball. They have only 8 turnovers themselves and only 4 points to show for UCF for those. So Baylor has feasted on the turnovers and turned those into points. But as Baylor comes back, Baylor will have the basketball. Dariana Littlepage Buggs will be at the free throw line after she was fouled. She has such good footwork, too, and really drew that foul. I think you have to respect her so much for going in the middle of the paint and taking that fall-away jumper. She didn't do it that time. She pivoted around and attacked from the right side of the rim and got the foul call.
You know, worth noting, worth highlighting again, Baylor is much improved at the free throw line this year. Last season, they were dead last in the Big 12 in free throw percentage, just under 70%. This year, improved by almost 5 points at 74%. As Buggs, as we are singing the praises of Baylor's free throw shooting, misses the first. She's got one more coming. Buggs at 62% on the year. She bends the knees and is short on the second. Rebound tipped around, and Cox had it momentarily for UCF, but it is knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Knights as Jana touched it last. Baylor 44, UCF 29. Baylor missed an opportunity there to add at the free throw line as Buggs goes 0 of 2 from the stripe. It will be, as they're slow to play it in, Mahogany Chandler Roberts, who's out there for UCF on offense with Asen, Cox, Ngodu, and their starting point guard, Harmon. Immediately, she's double-teamed, pins against the baseline by the Bears, nearly turns it over, feeds it ahead, though, to Asen, who nearly loses the ball, barely is able to save the possession, races to the bucket, drives inside, has her shot blocked, but a foul is called on Talia Scott, who is visibly unhappy with the call. First on Scott, the second on the Bears. Boy, a lot of things almost happened on that
my
possession.
Goodness. Oh, wow.
I take it, Laura, you got a good look at that and are not a fan?
Well, it was called a push, and there was just Not particularly.
Asen, a 63% shooter, misses the first. If she misses the second, the fans will be the recipients of cupcakes, and they are very excited. However, it's short-lived as she hits the second. That cuts the Baylor lead to 14 at 44 to
Now,
30.
you could have called that same play right there on Jana. They could have called that a foul, but
a little inconsistency is what you're saying. Here's Van Geitenbeek with the ball, right edge, drives inside. She's harassed, finds Bella Fauntleroy, shot clock at single digits, fires a fastball out to Talia Scott, one step inside the three-point arc, misses the jumper, rebound tip to the perimeter. Bella for three, it's off the mark. Tipped around, rebound is controlled by Ngodu. Baylor's got a little quiet on offense again here after a timeout, but the defense continuing to bring it. Is Kyla Abraham ready to check in on the next dead ball. Under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Baylor by 14. UCF with the basketball. It is Chandler Roberts feeding it outside to Harmon. Between the circles, offset to the right. They're draining shot clock again on this possession. 5-4 in the corner. Mahogany Roberts drives inside, misses everything on the runner, and the weak side board is grabbed by Dariana Little-Page Buggs. That is 16 rebounds now for Buggs to go along with 7 points. Here's Bella Fauntleroy, left corner, moving into the paint, has it poked away from behind, and then is called for a loose ball foul, chasing after it as she ran into Harmon from the backside. That's the second on Bella, the third on the Bears. Yuting Dunn and Kyla Abraham will re-enter the ball game. KJ and Bella Fauntleroy out for the moment. Dunn yet to score here in this one. She is 0 of 2. Abraham with 2 points on the 1 of 2 shooting. 44-30. Baylor with a 14-point cushion, but UCF trying to chip into it. Roberts slings it left side to Cox. Fires it to Ngodu. Post pass knocked away. It's loose on the floor. Now stolen finally by Yuting Dunn. She stayed with it, gets it ahead to Van Geitenbeek. Scoops it out to Scott. Catch and shoot the three. It's good from the left side. That's a 2.5-minute score, Andrew Loring.
What an absolute bullet from Jana Van Geitenbeek with her 7th assist tonight. And got that. Oh no, what's the problem?
Got a stoppage in play here. We'll see if we can figure out what this is about here.
Are they coming to look if it was a 3?
I would think they would let the play continue. At the moment she hit the 3, 22 points for Talia Scott. And we'll find out what this is about. Oh, a technical foul's been called on Talia Scott, sending Harmon to the line. So Talia Scott called for a technical foul, her second personal, team's 4th, as Harmon cashes in on the free throw. Did she say something after hitting the 3?
I was screened.
Yeah, I was as well. So we'll see if we can get a look at the replay. Harmon hits both free throws to cut the lead to 15. Here is a look at it. She hits the 3. Now, she held the pose a bit, but I feel like that's not uncommon. Maybe she held it a couple of steps longer than normal, but that's not super uncommon in this day and age. Here's Asen losing the ball out of bounds, and it's called UCF ball. Baylor's defensive players immediately point over, say challenge that, as Yancey checks back in for the Knights. Let's see if we can get a look at it. Well, it's going to stay with the Knights as they play it in from the corner, as Buggs gets a hand on the inbounds pass and knocks it into the lap of a student there, not a Baylor student, someone younger than that.
It said, oops, sorry, but had to do it.
Had to do what she had to do.
And that's a pretty cool thing to happen. You have Dariana Little-Page Buggs knock the basketball right at you.
Yancey takes the inbound feed. 2.5 to play third quarter. Baylor up 47-32. Bankhead back in for the Knights. Crossover dribble. Draws contact on Van Geitenbeek and misses the fall-away jumper, but free throws are coming. That's Jana's 2nd and the team's 5th. Here's a look.
Ooh, it looked like it went off.
Yeah, it did look like it deflected off of Eason's knee.
Yeah.
But no matter. Going back to that technical foul that was called on Scott, I think she did hold the pose a little long. A couple extra bounces down the floor as Bankhead hits the first free throw. I would say that's something if an opposing player did and they did not call the technical foul, I wouldn't think anything of it.
I wouldn't either, because I don't think you're really watching it that much.
Yeah.
So.
Still, you maybe got to know not to tempt fate in that situation. As both free throws knocked down by Bankhead. Bella Fauntleroy back in for the Bears as Dariana Little-Page-Buggs gets a breather. 7 points, 16 rebounds for the senior from Oklahoma City. Jenna Van Geitenbeek, the senior from Denver, around the screen of Kyle Abraham, the senior from Virginia. Jenna swoops to the basket and flings it in with the left hand. Jenna Van Geitenbeek, 7.7 assists now for Jenna. As UCF back the other way, Asen finds a cutting Chandler Roberts, knifes inside, misses from point-blank range. Rebound knocked out of the hands of Kyla Abraham. It's chased back down by Asen. She kicks it out to Yancey. Yancey retreats near the right sideline, high near the arc. Now a whistle away from the ball. And what looks to be a foul called against the Bears. Stops play with 1:48 to go in the third. And 11 on the shot clock. Baylor by 15.
A shot clock issue?
Maybe there's a shot clock issue.
Okay.
All right, no foul here. This is going to be a shot clock reset. Yeah, they reset it to 19 on the shot clock. 1:48 to play in the third, so they had 8 seconds back to the shot clock there. Well, Baylor bench doesn't like the reset, but play continues as the inbound pass is knocked away, nearly stolen by the Bears, but UCF stays with it. Bankhead is open, missing a three off the back rim. Asen an offensive rebound, finds Yancey. Now a whistle, and a call goes against the Knights.
Yeah, Yancey was trying to make a quick move after getting the ball thrown out from inside to outside, and she just took that extra step, and immediately the travel called. So Baylor finally gets the basketball back.
Markayla Johnson checks in for Talia Scott. 90 seconds to play here in the third. Here's Dunn high on the right side, lobbing it into the post. Too much traffic, it is stolen. Chandler Roberts comes away with it, the tall post player for the Knights. Here is Yancey with a nice move, soars through the lane and finishes with the left-handed layup. That cuts the Baylor lead to 13 at 49-36. Jenna Van Geitenbeek cuts inside. Extra pass outside to Bella Fauntleroy. Her 3-2 strong. Long rebound out to Asen. Baseball pass ahead to Yancey. Yancey stripped on her way to the basket. Out of bounds. It'll stay with the Knights. But that was some good transition defense by the Bears.
Baylor's been doing that well in this game. They're getting their hands on the basketball, and boy, did they need that one just a moment ago on a fast break situation, but I think Jana came right in, and again, quick hands and knocked the basketball away. She just could not get back in bounds to be able to pull it back in.
Inbound pass finds Scott, whose shot is smothered by KJ. Rebound loose on the floor, and it's out of bounds to the Bears. Asen and Markayla fighting for it, and it's Markayla knocking it off of Asen out of bounds. So Bella Fauntleroy will play it in. Baylor has been stuck at 49 points. It feels for a little bit now. It's 49-36 Bears. 43 seconds to play in the third, and Baylor with a turnover as Yuting Dunn loses the pass out of bounds, and it's going to go back to the Knights.
You know, I think Bella just moved from her space, and that's where Jana was throwing the ball, and it just goes out of bounds into some seats along Championship Row.
20 seconds on the shot clock, 30 seconds to play here in the third quarter. UCF is going to drain some clock, although they cannot play for the last shot. Here is Yancey with 9 on the shot clock, high right side of the arc. Tries to lob it in the post. It's tipped, grabbed by Savannah Scott. 3 seconds to shoot, finds Asen. Asen doesn't realize, finally gets it away, but that's a shot clock violation as she tries to lean in from the mid-right side and left it short. But no matter, it was a shot clock violation. And now Baylor has 12.8 seconds to go the length of the floor and try to end the third quarter with a bucket. Here comes Shanna Van Guytenbeek across midcourt with 9, with 8, gets downhill, drives inside, gets all the way to the basket to lay it in with 5 seconds left. UCF plays it into Yancey from midcourt. She'll let it fly, and that's off the top of the backboard. As we head to the fourth quarter, Baylor by 15, 51-36. The Courtside Cam is brought to you by NextLink. NextLink, high-speed, reliable internet for your home or business. To the fourth quarter we go. Baylor by 15 on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
See for yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health, enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit greeneyeassociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to NextLink Internet. With NextLink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, NextLink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give NextLink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
(51-36), and Loria, so far tonight, Baylor's done another nice job defensively, holding UCF to 36% shooting from the field. They're just 2 of 7 from downtown. They've done a nice job at the line, 10 of 14. Meanwhile, Baylor just 2 of 5, but the Bears have hit 9 three-pointers, and even though they're struggling with their shot at times, they're doing enough of everything else to really continue to inch away from this UCF team.
You know, the Jana Van Guytenbeek ability on defense right now, running her team, really pushing the tempo and attacking the rim. I just love to see her finish there. I think she missed that first one today, and I think she is just bound and determined. I'm not missing any more of those, and has found really good angles off the glass. And I think one of the really good things about Jana right now is that I think she had that turnover just a moment ago. Again, Bella left her spot, and it was one of those where you threw it somewhere where you thought somebody was going to be, but she has 7 assists and only 2 turnovers, and she has done such a good job in changing and flipping that script and reducing that assist to turnover ratio. She just looks like a different player right now where she is in this year. The ability to come back from that devastating knee injury in the first game last season, to get through all of that rehab, to get back into the flow of a game again. Right now she just looks supremely confident at the point guard position.
Shalia Scott leads all scores with 22. Jana with 9 points and 7 assists. Buggs 7 points, 16 rebounds for the Bears. Baylor begins the fourth quarter on offense. Bella pulls up for mid-range jumper that's in and out. Offensive rebound, though, by Kyla Abraham immediately upon re-entering the game. Here's Bella Fauntleroy driving inside to the free throw line. Too strong on a jumper, and Harmon collects the rebound. Bella with 9 points on 3 of 12 shooting. Harmon knifes inside, tries to throw up a shot as she stumbles, and Bella spikes it out of bounds. Another block for Bella Fauntleroy, and as UCF will play it in. Substitutions for the Bears. Talia Scott re-enters, as does Dariana Littlepage Buggs. And here is Inez Goryanova, playing in her 3rd game as a Bear, and her first here at Foster Pavilion after missing nearly 2 years between high school and college with injuries. UCF to play it in. Yancey tries to feed it into Scott. It's knocked away by Dunn. Stolen by Kyla Abraham. She feeds it ahead to Talia Scott. Baylor with the ball and a 15-point lead. Talia Scott slings it outside to Goryanova. Fakes a handoff, drives inside, knives to the basket, and has her shot blocked out of bounds. Her first shot attempt as a Bear, but it'll stay with Baylor with 16 to shoot. Baylor, by the way, 9 of 23, 39% from beyond the arc. Inbound to Goryanova, feeds Scott, catch and release three, left it short front rim, and Bankhead collects the rebound. It's Bankhead and Godu, Scott, Yancey, and Harmon on the floor for the Knights. Minute gone, fourth quarter, 51-36 Baylor lead. Here's Ngodu, swinging it left side to Harmon. Passes it in the post to Scott. It's spiked away by Abraham. Stolen by Talia Scott. Bugs is rim running. Bounce pass is knocked away. Chased down, though, by Bugs. And Baylor somehow manages to keep it after about 4 players from both teams, it seems like, touched the basketball. Goryanova feeds it to Scott. She'll let another three fly. That one's no good. And the rebound to Ngodu. Pass ahead to Yancey, drives inside, floats for a short jumper, no. Rebound kicks right back to her. She gives it to Harmon. Harmon with a Euro step, flips it up and in and draws the foul. A chance of the three-point play. Dariana Littlepage Bugs called for the body there. You know, Baylor Laurie still has a double-digit lead, but what you don't want to do is allow UCF to get a little run going here and feel like they have some confidence. That foul on Bugs, her second, team's first. Harmon for the Knights. Their leading scorer on the year at 16 per game. She's got 6 points tonight on 1 of 4 shooting. So Baylor's done a nice job on her, but she sinks the free throw to complete the three-point play. Kind of Cox back in for the Knights. Baylor will play it into Goryanova for the Bears. Goryanova, Scott, Bugs, Dunn, and Fauntleroy. Dunn is open for three in the left corner and splashes it in. UCF's defense never quite got set. She found herself open and let it fly. That's 10 threes tonight for the Bears. 2 minutes gone, fourth quarter. Follow-away jumper by Cox. No. Rebound grab by Bugs, and here come the Bears again, up 54-39. Goryanova pushes it to Bugs, lobs it down low to Abraham. Kick out to Talia Scott. Thought about a three. Instead drives inside, slips it off to a cutting Abraham for the right-hand layup.
That is 2 straight plays, 2 straight scores for Baylor, 2 straight assists from Talia Scott. She draws so much attention that they just expect her to score. They're watching her to put the ball up, and that just allowed Abraham to be free. But Abraham also caught that ball cleanly and finished from the right hand.
Timeout is called by UCF. That's their third charge timeout. They have just 1 remaining. 7:40 to play at Foster Pavilion. Baylor 56, UCF 39 on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified buyers get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months, plus $1,000 of pension cash on a new 2026 Tundra. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 2/2/26.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
First prompts a UCF timeout. 56-39. Baylor's lead is 17 points. That's their largest of the night. And Lori, you look here, Baylor's got some nice bench work here in the fourth quarter. Yuting Dunn and Kyla Abraham with those 5 points for the Bears.
You know, Kyla just waited her opportunity on that bounce pass from Talia Scott, and she wasn't just watching Talia thinking she's going to go in there and score. Sometimes when Talia gets in there, again, we were saying she just draws attention, and everybody thinks the shot is going up from Talia because she's such a prolific scorer. She has 22 points tonight. But Kyla just presented herself, and again, just finishing at the rim is what is incredibly important tonight. And for Kyla, that was a really strong play because nobody's going to knock that basketball away.
Yeah, Kyla Abraham, 4 points and a rebound tonight for the Bears. You know, you look with 15 steals and 5 block shots. You know some players are on the act. Bello with 2 block shots. Kyla Abraham with 2 block shots. Not to mention 3 steals by Kyla Abraham and 4 for Bella Fauntleroy. Let's see, Lori. It would not shock me if 3 steals for Kyla Abraham is a career high for her. And it is. Oh, I beat Colin Pirtle to the punch on this, Lori, I think. I'm excited. Let me double check. I got to make sure I don't gloat too soon. Yep, no, that is right. 3 steals for Kyla Abraham. That is a career high for her. UCF plays it in out of the timeout. It's Scott outside to Bankhead. Spins it in the post right side to Ngodu. She's been quiet tonight. Back outside to Bankhead. Back to Ngodu. Right block. Tries to glass it up hard, but leaves it well short, and Abraham collects the rebound.
Good defense from Dunn there on Ngodu, and Abraham there to clean up the missed shot.
Here's Dunn with it for the Bears. Lobs it left side of the post to Abraham. Abraham with a spin move, a mid-range jumper, and it's good.
That was a Dariana Littlepage Bugs. My goodness. She has a big smile across the way. Bugs was going, yeah, Kyla.
Oh, good for Kyla Abraham. A nice job off the bench tonight for the Bears.
A pull-up jumper from the middle of the lane.
7-0 Baylor run. It's a 19-point Baylor lead. Goryanova and Summer Yancey collide in the pass. Zings past them both for a UCF turnover.
Again, valuable minutes for number 1 on the floor for the first time here at Foster Pavilion. And yes, Goryanova.
Redshirt freshman from Bulgaria. She grew up in London, but Bulgaria is her home country. Here is Dunn with the basketball. Feeds it to Bugs. Bugs knifes inside, gets in close, lets the defender fly by, draws the foul. Free throws are coming.
And that's all through Bugs' effort. She just got underneath her defenders. And there was nothing anyone could do when she was trying to go back up with that shot, but foul her.
Foul on Bankhead, her first team's third. I got validation from Colin Pirtle on that Abraham career high in steals number. Very proud of myself. Colin usually beats us to the punch, but when the rare occasions that I do, I'm happy with that. Baylor by 19, and Bugs can push it to 20 from the free throw line. We're going to have a review here. Bugs did come out of that scrum, rubbing her face a bit. Maybe we'll see if they're looking to see if it's, or if they're checking the shot clock, or I don't know what they're checking. Not the shot clock, it'd be the clock, yeah. Making sure the foul's on. There we go. Thank you, Bob Baker. And it is on Bankhead as Bugs, who missed a pair of free throws earlier, misses the first here. She has 7 points, 17 rebounds, 2 assists, a block, and a steal tonight. One more coming. And that one is good.
Good, everybody loves it when Bugs does anything. They were ready to cheer for that one free throw going in.
Bugs, by the way, Lori, with 9 double-doubles on the year. Let's see if she can get her 10th in this, the 21st game of the season. She needs one more bucket. Here's Ngodu getting in close and missing in close. Got her own rebound, missed the putback, but drew a Yuting Dunn foul. Dunn got the hand up there and was called for the contact. Her second, team's second. And Ngodu will go to the line. Lori, Baylor has done a nice job on the top 2 scorers for UCF this evening, Leah Harmon and Kyla Ngodu. They combined to average nearly 28 points per game, but as Ngodu sinks the first free throw tonight, they have combined for just 13 points on a combined 3 of 12 shooting. Second free throw also good. That puts pressure on other limited scores to step up tonight, and they really haven't done that for the most part, save for Scott with some effectiveness in the post. Baylor by 18. Bugs tries to change that with a three, and she hits it from dead on. There's her 10th double-double of the year. Her second three-pointer of the game, as many as she hit all year coming into the night.
And you do that with an exclamation point. That looked like her free throw, the way she put a ton of air underneath that. Nothing but net for Dariana Littlepage Bugs.
Bankhead with a runner in the lane, well off the mark, out of bounds to the Bears with 5.5 to play here in the fourth quarter. Baylor by a 21-point edge at 62-41.
And that missed shot, that was all about Bugs on defense. Just stayed on Bankhead. Watch that ball just dribble out of bounds. Hey, you know what? On that Bugs three, Inez Goyanova. First
assist is a Bear.
Sorry, we got all caught up in the three.
Dunn wants three more for the Bears and shoots it over everything. Offensive rebound, though. Bugs knifes in for the putback. She's got 13 points and 18 rebounds. And let's double check and verify. She's just 2 away from matching her career high. We don't know if she'll get a chance to do that or not here with 5:04 to play, and Baylor up by 23 points. Not that that's super important. Goryanova called for a foul, riding Harmon a bit there, and that will be the first on Goryanova.
First career foul as well.
And the third on the Bears. Ella Brow and Kira Pemberton will check in as Coach Nicky will get to go deeper into the bench here with 5 minutes to play. Dariana Littlepage Bugs gets a big hug from Coach Nicky right in front of us here. What a night for Dariana Littlepage Bugs, her 10th double-double of this season. UCF struggling to inbound, but they find Cox at the last minute. She is pushed back out to the high right side. Scott over to set a screen. Goryanova stays with her defensively. Single digits on the shot clock. It is Harmon around the screen from Ngodu. Now back the other way. Kira Pemberton on her defensively, and the runner is missed. Offensive rebound grab by Ngodu, who draws a foul right as the shot clock was about to expire. And that is going to go on Kyla Abraham, who is called for the foul. Her first, team's fourth. Kayla Nelms will check in for Abraham. Abraham gave the Bears some really nice work tonight, Lori. 6 points, 2 rebounds, a career-high 3 steals and a block.
Those minutes in the second half were particularly good.
First free throw good by Ngodu. Make that 2 blocked shots on the night for Kyla Abraham off the bench for the Bears. Ngodu has been strong at the free throw line. She hits both of them here. And it's a 21-point Baylor lead, 64-43. 4.5 minutes to play. Baylor looking to hold on for what would be a 7th straight win. Brow in off the bench. They're going to pass it to Pemberton, a low throw from Dunn. She picks it up off the floor, drives inside, loses the basketball. Asen has it, ahead of the crowd, drives inside and flings it in, falling away with the left hand. That cuts the Baylor lead to 19, 64-45. Deep bench out there for the Bears here right now. Goryanova for 3, it's in and out. And Scott collects the rebound for the Knights. Goryanova was looking for her first made bucket as a Bear there. Harmon inside in a crowd, misses the tough runner off the back rim. And Ngodu with the offensive rebound throws an elbow. But the whistle is going to go against Baylor's Kayla Nelms. Oh, our Pemberton, I beg your pardon. Well, let's verify. I thought she called 8 on Nelms, but we'll see what the case is. Whatever the foul is, Ngodu will go to the line. It is on Pemberton. Pemberton's first, 5th on the Bears. UCF shooting the penalty here for the final 3:55, and Ngodu hits the first. Ngodu tonight is now 6 of 7 from the line. She becomes the first Knight in double digits with 10 points. Basically matching her season average of 10.9. Big bend to the knees, second one up, that's no good. And Nelms one-hands the rebound. Feeds it ahead to Ella Brow, the SMU transfer, out to Goryanova. Goryanova left edge, retreats outside, now wants to drive, inside, sends it out to Dunn. Dunn to the free throw line, hangs and airballs the jumper. Boy, you don't see that from her very often. 3.5 minutes to play. Baylor up by 18 on UCF. Cox drives inside. Another foul is called against the Bears. And a lot of those here as of late as Brow is hit with the foul, her first. KJ will return for the Bears. A starter going back out there to replace Yuting Dunn. Bracey and Chandler Roberts return for UCF in place of Eason and Savannah Scott. It's going to send kind of Cox to the line. Just a 42% free throw shooter on the year. If ever there was a time for cupcakes for these fans, this would seem to be a good opportunity. And they're halfway there. She misses the first. The PA announcer, Cam Calloway, asks if they want cupcakes. The fans respond in the affirmative. One more coming, and they're disappointed.
Yeah, that's the third time that they've hit the second free throw after a miss. The fans are still doing their jobs, though.
Here is Goryanova, double team for the Bears. Finds Ella Brow on the right edge. Now KJ, who just checks back in, will let a three fly, knocks it down. She likes that spot on the left edge, and she hits there. KJ now on the season from downtown, hitting 65%.
You have to watch her again. Not high volume, but high percentage.
That makes it a 20-point Baylor lead again, 67-47, with mostly the deeper bench out there for the Bears. UCF throws it away. Ella Brow chases it down, drives inside, hits the cutting Pemberton with a pass, and she is hacked by Ngodu on her way into the basket. Free throws are coming for the North Dakota transfer as Ngodu is hit with her first foul and the team's fourth. Brief opportunity for the Bears to go visit with Coach Nicky before Kira Pemberton heads back over there for the Bears. Kira Pemberton, 75% from the free throw line this season. We saw her give the Bears nearly 4 minutes off the bench in that win over Utah after Bugs and Bella were both in foul trouble early. First free throw by Pemberton. Good. One more coming. One more for Kira, and it also is good.
That was a strong drive to the basket when Ella fed her and makes the most of it by knocking down her 2 free throws.
Cox back the other way for UCF. Under 3 minutes to play in this one. All Bears 69-47. Here's Bracey driving baseline, cut off by Goryanova. Retreats outside the arc. Passes it inside to Ngodu. Ngodu a couple awkward dribbles, picks it up, flings it off the back rim. Rebound hits the floor, picked up by Kirsten Johnson. So KJ grabs the rebound after another Ngodu miss. Here's Brown to the middle of the floor, firing right side to Nez. Nez Goryanova to the top of the key, splits the defense, kicks it out to Pemberton, launches a three over everything. Nelms fighting for the rebound, has it knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bears with 14 seconds to shoot. And 2:10 to play. Baylor by 22. From the baseline, it is Goryanova feeding it to KJ. Another three attempt, in and out. Good look, just wouldn't stay down, and Yancey collects the rebound. 2:02 to play. Yancey to the left baseline, cut off. Feeds it outside to Chandler Roberts. They've got mostly starters out there. Baylor has mostly bench players. Cox finds Chandler Roberts. She's open from the right side and misses the mid-range jumper. Offensive rebound by Ngodu. She's fouled on the putback attempt. More free throws are coming. That's a KJ foul. Her third. Baylor already over the limit here. Well, here in this fourth quarter, Baylor has outscored UCF 18-11. Coach Nicky really able to pull the starters early in this one and give some extended run to these reserves off the bench for the Bears.
Incredibly important because, wow, will they be needed.
They will.
The rest of the way, and especially coming off of a 5-day road trip in Utah.
And Ngodu misses the first free throw, but hits the second. That's really a good point, Lori. And, you know, again, Baylor's at home for 2 games, and then it's back to the road the following week. So
just continue to stay focused while you're out here. These are, you know, they're not mop-up minutes. These mean something.
Here is Brow inside, feeding out to KJ. Further out to Goryanova. Under a minute and a half to go in this one. Shot clock at 8. Nelm sets a screen. Nez drives inside, gets to the bucket, and lays it in for her first collegiate points. First points as a Bear for Inez Gorionova. The bench loves that. Coach Nicky encouraging the crowd to stand up for Inez Gorionova, who had to wait nearly 2 years between games, between high school and college. She scored her first points in a Baylor uniform. Cox on the drive for UCF. Exactly 1 minute remaining. Has her shot blocked by KJ, the Big 12's leading shot blocker. Baylor with perhaps their last look at the bucket. The pass from Brown, though, is tipped and knocked away. It's loose on the floor. KJ saves the possession, feeds it out to Gorionova. Coach Nicky encourages the team to slow it down here and just play to drain the shot clock. We'll see who the ball ends up in the hands of. Gorionova with 9 to shoot with 8, finds Pemberton right side. Pemberton lobs it inside to Nelms. The pass pinballs off her hands and then off of UCF. Out of bounds. Baylor will have 4.6 seconds to clear a shot off the inbounds. Gorionova from the baseline will play it in. She's looking, having a little bit of trouble. Finds Nelms. Nelms grabs it, muscles it up, misses, got her own rebound and pushes it back up and in. Baylor by 25 has Nelms with a second chance bucket there. And now the shot clock is off. Pemberton steals the ball. Baylor can drain the shot clock. Kira Pemberton can drain the game clock. Pemberton with a little smile. I think everyone wanted to go to the bucket here. But Baylor is going to sit back and let the clock tick away as they will put the finishing touches on what will be their 7th consecutive win as they get this one going away, 73-48. A 25-point Baylor win. Coach Nicky, you're really able to play the bench late in this one, Lori, as you said. That was great to see.
You know, I love when I saw her just pump her fist after Inez Gorionova got her first bucket. We saw Jana attack the rim a lot today, and boy, was it fun to see Inez do the same thing and then come away with her first points. I can't imagine what it was like for her to just try to just keep it all together for 2 years, to remember how to play. When we talked to her last week were we in BYU? At BYU at this time. Yeah. When I talked to her, I don't even remember anymore. But she said that she had lost confidence, and having Jana with her to go through rehab last year was helpful just to keep her chin up. But boy, to play some minutes now that really matter. Oh my gosh, it has to be just tremendous.
73-48, the final score. Baylor wins this one by 25 points. Record is now 18-3, 7-1 in Big 12 play, will remain in no worse than a first-place tie here at the end of these midweek games. All Baylor tonight in this one. Stay with us. The First Central Credit Union postgame show is next. We'll hear from Jenna Van Geitenbeek and Coach Nicky. Also have stats, scores, and more after this here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to NextLink Internet. With NextLink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, NextLink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give NextLink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip.
Never deposit someone else's money into your bank account. Scammers will send you money or overpay you and then ask you to refund a portion of the money back to them. This is a scam.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
This has been live coverage of Baylor women's basketball. Now it's time for the First Central Credit Union post-game show. Brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the game. Listen to highlights, talk with Coach Colin, players, and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Up your 7th game in a row. Sometimes that is worthy of considerations. And for each of you listening right now, watching on the Courtside Camp, whatever it is, I hope there is something you want in life as much as our players have wanted to do the boots on the ground dance after a game. Well, tonight on this country and western night, they finally got the chance to do so. They were allowed to do so, and they did this choreographed sort of kind of country line dance thing together as a team. They've wanted that for a long time. And, I mean, between that and ice cream after games, there's few things they want more in life. And they finally got the chance to do it. They delivered it well. They delivered it well.
They did.
A good unified team bonding experience out there.
You know what? You had a couple of coaches out there, too.
Oh, yeah.
Richards Harris was just outstanding out there. Coach Johnny Harris
she
got the moves.
Well, the team has been wanting to do that, and they finally got to do it. Just a little kind of country line dance that they put together to celebrate a 25-point win. This is the First Central Credit Union post-game show. First Central Credit Union, everything we do for you. We're going to hear in just a minute from Jana Van Geitenbeek, along from Coach Nikki as well. Jana tonight, 9.7 assists, 2 rebounds. 10th double-double of the year for Dariana Littlepage. Bugs, 13 points, 18 rebounds. But it was Talia Scott leading all scorers tonight with 22 points. Going 8 of 18 from the floor, including 4 of 10 from beyond the arc. Coach Nikki really able to bring the bench in here late in the game and give some of these reserves some good work here, as we are joined here by Jana Van Geitenbeek. As we said tonight, Jana with 9.7 assists. And, you know, Jana, I know y'all been wanting to do the boots on the ground dance for a while. Tonight was that, and I guess you win a Big 12 game by 25 points. You get to celebrate like that as a team, huh?
Yeah, we always do that dance. I did not participate in it, but I was cheering and laughing.
Yes.
But we always do that dance. Hi, Bugs. She's the queen.
Dariana
of
Littlepage
dancing.
Bugs coming in. Yeah.
And Bella. I love my teammates. But yeah, no, we always do that dance, and we're always singing that song, and it just brings us closer, and then it's fun to do it after a win. So.
Yep, 73-48 tonight. And, you know, Jen, I think we could look at a lot of different angles from this, but how big was it for y'all to put together a lead that allowed some of your teammates to give you some run off the bench tonight? And Escorionova, her first bucket and assist as a Bear. We saw Kira Pemberton with some strong minutes, Kaylin Elms, Ella Brow, really just kind of big to get them some great work.
Yeah, it's really good when we can get people to come in to the game, just in general, because our benches could be a really big strength for us. That's what Nikki has been saying, and so when we get opportunities to do that, it's amazing because people get a feel for the game. They get their feet wet. Ned scored her first points. I'm so happy for her. She's had a long recovery, and she did it. And Ella always does well when she comes in, and it's just good to have everybody be able to play.
I think I speak for Lori as well to say, you know, we saw you and Nez together on the bench, kind of the rehab buddies back there last year. It's a lot more fun to see out on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see.
It's way better together on the floor.
Especially when Nez put the ball on the floor and attacked the rim, just like you did at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah.
So, you know, was that? Did you see her go for that bucket and just cheer her on?
Yeah, oh my gosh. I was so happy. I actually got chills, and I have chills now. I think, like, Nez and my game is pretty similar, so it's more like pass first, be aggressive when you can, but she's really good. I'm proud of her. It just makes me so happy. Like, seriously. We were suffering together last year, and so now we're both out here, and God is good.
Amen. And also just how, for you, with your game right now, where you are mid-season, how good are you feeling out there, Jana? You just, you seem like you've found this stride, and it is so fun to watch you at the point.
Thank you. I feel good out there. I think every game is different, and every game I'm beating myself up for something, but that's just who I am, and as a whole and as a team, we're rolling right now. I love it, and it's time to keep doing it.
How about Bugs from the three-point line?
Oh, my
today?
gosh, yes. And her freaking 20 rebounds. She's amazing.
She certainly is. You know, she's crawling up the top 10 charts, just like Bella Fauntleroy tonight after, I think, her second three-pointer. She is fourth all-time in made three-pointers at Baylor. And,
yes,
and you see
Bella.
Bugs is on her way. I think she's 32 rebounds away from Nina Davis.
Come on, Bugs. She's
top.
Gonna get that. She might get that next game.
Yep. She just does it so fast. It shocks us how many times she pulls down rebounds, and we look, we're barely into the second quarter, and she has 15.
Yeah.
Visiting with Jana Van Guytenbeek here. Jana, I want to ask you, 7 wins in a row now for the team. You're going to finish the night no worse than being tied for first place in the Big 12. And it feels like this team, I don't even think you've hit your ceiling yet. You've really hit a good stride. What do you like about the way this team is playing and how you can build on this into really the strength of the Big 12 schedule?
Nikki made a great point today. She said the closer you are to the finish line, well, something, but you lean forward instead of slowing up to let people catch you. Whatever, you lean forward, dive over the dang line. Like, we are not giving up. We are not settling for anything. And I think this win streak is great for us, and we just keep going. I don't think any of us are satisfied.
Well, 7 wins in a row now. This one by 25 points. Really, Coach Nikki able to get everyone in tonight. Jana, you are don't beat yourself up too much after your performances. You're top 10 in the nation in assists right now, and you'll stay that way tonight. And the team's rolling, so keep it up.
Thank you.
Jana Van Guytenbeek visiting with us here on the First Central Credit Union post-game show. Baylor with the win tonight to improve to 18-3 overall, 7-1 in Big 12 play. We're going to take a look at stats here in just a minute. Also, other scores around the Big 12, including one we'll be keeping our eye on. In fact, Lori, do you want to mention that one stat, that one score that I think we're all pretty interested in at the moment right off the bat?
Yeah, halftime in Provo, Utah, and BYU has a 6-point lead over number 19 Texas Tech. It's 40-34. You've got another 20 minutes to go in that one. So you also have West Virginia defeating Arizona State, Kansas State over Houston. And I think those are the finals tonight. Oh, Iowa State getting a 93-68 win over Cincinnati.
Coach Nikki joins us now here after the 73-48 Baylor win. Her comments brought to you by Alliance Bank, your Central Texas business bank. Well, Coach Nikki, a 25-point Big 12 win tonight against a team that had won 2 of their last 3 ball games. You know, I want to ask you. Let's start with the in there. How big was it for the team to play in such a way that you had options late? You really to get the entire roster some meaningful minutes out there. And you know, as Lori was saying earlier, coming off of a tough road trip and with some big games ahead, how meaningful was it to just that the team played in a way to allow you to make that decision?
Well, you know, I think it's anytime you can get players that haven't had a ton of opportunity minutes when you get to conference play, you're grateful for 2 reasons. One, they work really hard and you want to reward them. But we don't guarantee minutes when you come here. You earn minutes, you know. And so 2 things are important. One, you know, it allows you to rest your starters. And any less mileage they can get this time of year is good. But also you want to see what some of those kids can do. And it was really good to see. I thought Nez started to display a little bit, you know, of what she's capable, and it was fun to see her play kind of with the swag that you know, we recruited a really long time ago. So when you think about how long it's been since she's played, she's pretty fearless. And so it was really good to see the ball go in the basket for her.
2 points and 2 assists tonight for Inez Goryanova. Both of those are her first, and nice that they could come here at home in front of the Foster fans. You know, UCF had some moments in this game. It seemed like we would start the quarter strong. Then after timeout, they would make little runs. But it felt like almost every time that would happen, someone would make a big play, and often it was Dariana Little-Page Buggs. You talked a lot about rebounding. How much does it help when you've got someone like her who's capable of gobbling up 18?
And it's the 7 offensive rebounds is crazy against a team as big and as athletic as UCF is. And, you know, I thought my frustration tonight was very much I thought our starters got us off to a great start. We started to look a little tired. We went to the bench and instantly, like, 5-0 run, 6-0 run. Like, we've got to be very intentional when we get in about are we doing the things that created the tempo, like, you know. And then they switched to zone because they were struggling against our ball screens, and they were in make-miss. So if we've got to stop, we were going to see man, and we were going to be able to play into drags and early actions, and we could roll behind them. Like, if we didn't rebound, if we gave up buckets, then we were going to see the zone. They match up in the zone. So it's just not your typical, hey, throw it to the wing, you're looking for this, you know. So we ended up, you know, the second half, they were pretty much in their zone the whole time. And we just treated it like man and kind of spaced out and set ball screens and played in space. And, you know, that was new for us. We haven't faced a matchup this year quite like that, and so it took some time to figure out. You know, you saw Jana go uncontested to the front of the rim a few times. Like it came down to like our reads are the same as man reads against it. You know, set a good screen, attack the cup, and you know who's tagging the roller. You know, and I thought we started to kind of get that. We didn't make as many shots as I thought we could make. We fouled them way too much. If I have a complaint. You know, it was finishing possessions with rebounds, and then it was just fouling, you know. And maybe there were a couple times that it wasn't a foul, but 25 times we fouled them way too much for 25 free throws.
Well, the students brought some energy. It's great to have them back at the university, and they were fun tonight.
Yeah, it was. I mean, even them yelling, they had a lot of opportunities to yell on free throws for cupcakes. But definitely was good to have them back. I'd love to see this crowd grow. I know we're looking at inclement weather this weekend, but, you know, it's like I know ESPN, we popped into the top 10 in the power rankings. You know, we've moved up. Gosh, we won 2 games and moved down, went on the road and won 2 games, moved up a couple spots, you know, and ultimately it's about us just no matter what anybody throws at us, it's figuring out what we need to do to be successful, and it's always going to start at the defensive end. And anyone who plays here knows, like, I may be coaching and drawing diagramming plays, but when I get into the huddle and I'm heated, it's usually because we're not rebounding, we're not getting back on defense, we're not getting matched up. Like, it's rarely or we're turning the ball over too much, you know. But it starts with us at the defensive end. We set the tone at the defensive end, and that's what we have to continue to buy into, no matter who's in the game. And when we're flowing on offense, great, you know, but we're not going to stop defending just because we miss shots. And I think we too often have these moments where we miss a layup, we miss an open shot, and we allow that to impact, you know, our defensive energy. And we can't do that. You know, I was frustrated there for a while because our entire bench that played didn't have a defensive rebound. You know, like there was a long stretch. And Buggs wasn't in there the whole time. I know Buggs was gobbling them up when she was in, but, you know, like we have to finish possessions with rebounds.
Well, Coach Nikki, 7 in a row now, looking ahead to Houston on Sunday. Hopefully the weather holds up so fans can make it out here safely. But congrats on the win tonight, and I hope everyone listening, watching, whatever, can find things in life that they enjoy as much as our players, like the boots on the ground dance and team dessert after
team dessert and boots on the ground. It was good to see that pulled back out. You saw the ones that don't dance. You saw the one that tried really hard to dance but was a little out of step, and then the rest of them are pretty good at that, you know. So I saw Jana and Ting and Ella hiding over there talking to boosters. So, you know, well, they knew to subtly move away from the line.
A couple of your coaches were pretty darn good out there.
Like Johnny was honestly the one that started all this, and she's the one that had the fans. And so she really started it kind of on the recruiting trail and spending good team time together. So a lot of that started with her.
Well, it was fun to see tonight, kind of fitting with the country music theme this evening, and big night, 7 wins in a row. Coach Nikki, thanks very much.
There we go.
73-48 the final. We'll be back with more on the First Central Credit Union postgame show right after this on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
It's the wrap-up the year sales event at Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Waco. Drive the stunning 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L with 0% financing for 60 months, or take $4,500 in combined bonus cash, plus $1,000 in select inventory cash. And right now, enjoy no payments for 90 days. Just sign and drive into the new year. These deals end soon, so hurry into Allen Samuels in Waco today.
Come by, let's be friends.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Don't click on links in emails and text messages. Scammers send emails and texts that look real, saying there's a problem with your account or your order. Don't click. Don't do it, ever. Instead, go directly to the company's website and log in there.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or selling, feel supported with an award-winning agent at your side from first offer to contract and close. Magnolia Realty serves cities including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Temple. Learn more at magnoliarealty.com. You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Won tonight, 73-48. 7 wins in a row now for the Bears, who are 7-1 in Big 12 play. 18-3 overall. They came into the night number 26 in the net ranking. We'll see if that goes up. Some of that depends on how other teams do. You look, UCF is number 123 in the net coming into the night, so it's not going to help Baylor that much. But when you think about the other places you want to get, a Big 12 title and other things along the line, that is a big win tonight as the Bears protected the home court going away. First Central Credit Union, everything we do for you. We are also brought to you by Rudy's, proud sponsor of Baylor Athletics. Be sure to stop by your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com for some real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. Don't forget, Rudy serves breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. Lori, again, I'll say, and I think right now there's still enough time left in the season that it feels good to say this. Now, maybe if we get to late February, early March, and we're still seeing this, it's not as good. But I don't think the team has hit the stretch where it's really playing just its peak basketball just yet, completely doing what it's capable of, and yet they're winning. 7 in a row, 7-1 in Big 12 play. The only 3 losses have come against teams with a combined record of 54-5. And I think at least 2 of those teams, I think you get a rematch against them. I think it looks different. Now, the way Texas played in that game in Fort Worth, not to bring back a sore memory, there's still some room that still a gap Baylor has to close. But this, I think, has always proven to be a team that's much better in late February and early March than it is in December, January. And this team is playing good basketball, and I think the potential for great basketball is still really there consistently.
Agreed. I think you can still make that step from good to great. Yep. And they are fun to watch, and when you see the light come on or they run Coach Nicky's offense to a T, they play great defense, which leads to more offense. We saw stretches of that tonight, but you never want to be satisfied. You want to continue that trajectory that they're on right now. In fact, I think, again, Coach Nicky does such a good job at one game at a time. When you tell me we've won 7 in a row, I always look at you like, we have? Mm-hmm. Because it's just, you just focus on that 40 minutes. And I think they do such a good job at the what's next. And they took care of business today. I think what was so important and can't be understated was the opportunity to give your starters some rest, to get some players who don't get a lot of time to get in the game, to get in the flow of things, to be able to do some firsts for some of them. Especially we just think about Inez Gordianova, who had her first 2 assists, both of those on 3-pointers. She got one to Talia and got one to Bella, and then just did her best. Jana Van Geitenbeek put the ball on the floor and just attacked the rim for her first points as a Bear, and Coach Nikki just pumping her fist made it absolutely worth all those 2 years of the difficulty and the rebound or the rehab. So glad to see Inez just get in there and ball up, man.
And hopefully more to come. Coach Nikki has said that she's a player who really has a strong, strong passing ability, not just in terms of hitting an open player, but in passing players open now. On the way to getting there in game action, there's going to be some turnovers. That's part of it too, but the talent is there. It's just executing at this level. She's got the skill to do it. She needs the minutes, needs some reps.
Absolutely. She has said that, she plays, she's a lithe figure, but she's tough. She said she plays with tenacity, and most of all, she just loves to create for others. But great to see her attack the basket and score. That made us all excited.
Well, let's take a look at the stats in this one. First, the team numbers. Baylor 39% from the floor and actually took 24 more field goal attempts than did UCF. They held UCF to 30% shooting. They were 14 of 47. Baylor 28 of 71. Baylor, a strong night from beyond the arc, 38%, 12 of 32. UCF took just 7 shots from downtown and hit 2 of them, 29% against the nation's best three-point percentage shooting defense. Free throws, this was one area Coach Nikki wanted to see the team do better, not so much in terms of free throw shooting, although you'd like to see that better too. Baylor 5 of 9 from the floor, but Baylor allowed UCF, a strong post team, to get to the line too many times. 25 free throws tonight, 18 made. That means Baylor fouled them too much, to state the obvious. Baylor did force 24 UCF turnovers and coughed it up just 12 times, outscoring UCF off of those turnovers 24-8. Rebounds, Baylor with a slight edge, 38-37, including a 16-12 edge on the offensive glass. Baylor tonight with 17 assists on 28 made field goals. UCF with 7 on 14. For the Knights, 2 in double figures. Kaela Ngodu, who averages 10.9 points per game, finished with 11 points, 12 rebounds, a double-double. Although it took her 9 shots, she was 2 of 9 from the field to get those 11 points, so those 7 of 10 from the free throw line. And then Crystal Asen finished with 10 points on 4 of 5 shooting, 3 rebounds and an assist. 7 points for Summer Yancey. After that, it was also 7 points for Leah Harmon, their leading scorer, who averages 16.6 per game this season. Tonight, just 7 on 1 of 6 shooting. No one else had more than 2 points for the Knights. For the Bears, 2 in double figures, led by Talia Scott, 22 points, 2 assists. She was 4 of 10 from downtown, 8 of 18 overall, and she finished with 22 points. If you're wondering, we did get an explanation on why she got that technical foul called on her. She did have her hand up in the air, kind of holding the pose, as we said, but she made sort of a gunshot, like she was firing off a gunshot, and that in this day and age is a no-no. She got the technical foul. She'll learn from that and move on. Dariana Little-Page Buggs with her 10th double-double of the year, 13 points on 5 of 9 shooting. To go along with 18 rebounds, just 2 off of matching her career high. She also had 2 assists, 2 steals, and a blocked shot. After that, for the Bears, Jana Van Geitenbeek, 9 points, 7 assists, 2 rebounds, just 2 turnovers. She had a pair of steals as well. 6 points for Kyla Abraham. Really solid night for Kyla off the bench. 6 points, a pair of rebounds. She had 2 block shots and a career high 3 steals. 5 points for Kirsten Johnson. KJ, 5 points, 4 boards, a block shot, and 3 steals, tying her career high. 9 points for Bella Fauntleroy. Bella, 3 of 12 from the field, 4 rebounds, 2 blocked shots, and 4 steals for Baylor's defensive captain. After that, Kyla Abraham, mentioned Kyla Abraham, then 3 points for Eugene Dunn. Quiet night shooting, just 1 of 5. 2 points apiece for Kaylin Elms and Kira Pemberton. And Esgoryanova, as we mentioned, picked up her first points as a Bear, also her first 2 assists in a Baylor uniform. Ella Brow played. She had a rebound and a steal for the Bears. Did not score, but was effective. Markayla Johnson had an assist off the bench for the Bears tonight. It all adds up to a 73-48 Baylor win. We'll take a timeout, come back with scores, and then wrap things up from Foster Pavilion. After a 25-point Baylor win tonight, the Bears are now 18-3 overall, 7-1 in Big 12 play. Back with more after this on the Baylor Sports Media Network.